The manhwa commences with barbarians setting houses ablaze and slaying villagers. As the villagers flee, an individual bravely approaches the marauders. Simultaneously, a woman implores a barbarian for mercy, entreating, "Kindly spare me. Please, spare the child, if anything." The barbarian responds, "Shall I? We're withdrawing anyway." He persists, "No, it's too loud, so perish." The barbarian, intending to strike down the woman and child, swings his sword, but his arm is abruptly severed and falls to the ground. Bewildered, he inquires about his lost arm, accompanied by a piercing scream of pain. Subsequently, the barbarian identifies the individual responsible for severing his limb, exclaiming, "You bastard! You are Gwiyoung." Gwiyoung proceeds to sever the barbarian's head. Among the barbarians, encountering Gwiyoung signifies inevitable demise. He is viewed as a figure akin to the Grim Reaper. GWI stands for ghost, and Young in Hanja means shadow. Essentially, he is known as Gwiyoung, signifying ghost's shadow. Let's aim for 1,000 likes on this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Sejong comments, if they label him the ghost shadow among those barbarians, could he not be an exceedingly formidable ally? The village chief inquires, but what's the use? We were defenseless when the barbarians raided, claiming a month was too distant. Life in the northern region is a perpetual hell. Come winter, it's either freezing to death or falling prey to barbarians. I don't know if His Majesty is genuinely unaware or feigning ignorance. Likely, he deems this region a cursed land, forsaken by the nation. In an unexpected turn, Sejong faces a sudden attack from a child, thwarted by Sunmung. Sunmung questions, "What do you think you're doing? Do you want to die?" The enraged child retorts, "How dare a Yangban bastard like you act so hypocritically, showing up only after it's all over?" Sunmung warns, "That's quite a vulgar mouth. I'll have to cut off that tongue." Sejong intervened, stating, "No, it's fine. The child isn't at fault." However, their conversation was disrupted as the child addressed his sister Dongi, exclaiming, "Stop trying to stop me. Let go. I said, let go. Don't you find it disgusting?" Dongi apologized, saying, "I apologize, milord." This left Sejong in a state of confusion. The village chief elucidated, those children lost their entire family to the barbarians 7 years ago. The entire village was decimated in one night, and it seems the children have struggled to find their place anywhere since. They've been wandering around, here and there. Sejong conveyed his concern, stating, "Oh dear." The village chief added, "And that's not all. The woman over there became a widow last year, losing her husband to those bastards. Now, she has lost her only son to them as well. Conversely, those children lost their mother 2 summers ago and have now lost their father too. Every time a village is plundered, countless children are left orphaned in such a manner." Sejong realized, "The situation is much more severe than I thought. We must expedite the formation of the informer, locate Gwiyoung immediately." Subsequently, numerous villagers gathered in front of the notice board, conversing among themselves. One of them inquired, "What does that say?" The second person asked, "Does anyone here know how to read characters?" They lamented, "The nation has posted a notice for a change, but the people are mostly illiterate. Damn it." A person in the crowd attempted to decipher the notice but struggled to understand its contents. Sunmung approached and explained, "Gwiyoung, the notice says the king is seeking Gwiyoung and plans to award him a jade plaque. His Majesty's royal bodyguards are being assembled, and they intend to transfer Gwiyoung there." One of the gathered individuals inquired, "Jade plaque? Isn't that where you can secure something good without needing to take a test?" Another person remarked, "If it's the king's bodyguard, then it's not just Myeonkian, it's a chance to shape your destiny, isn't it?" Sunmung inquired, "Gwiyoung is quite renowned in this northern region. Is there anything you know about him?" One person remarked, "If you mention Gwiyoung, there are rumors circulating." Another individual added, "But has anyone actually laid eyes on him?" Granny Jiang from the Undertown claims she has. She mentioned his stature being over 2 cheoks. A woman interjected, "Oh, come on, what are you talking about? I heard he resembles a hunchback monster." Anyway, Gwiyoung is a mysterious figure, elusive to others. They say he engages in slaughter out of anger, and we're not even certain if he restricts it to the barbarians. Sunmung commented, "So there's no concrete information about him. How unfortunate. It's a chance to transform your life." Meanwhile, an observer from a distance approached a nearby hut to have a meal. As he settled, a woman came over, asking, "What would you like?" The person responded, "Give me a bowl of tokju." Just then, Tail intervened, suggesting, "Bring 2 bowls, let's share the table, would that be alright?" The person pointed out, "There are many empty tables, though, Tail insisted, this is the only place. I want to sit, is that answer enough? The person questioned, do you have any business with me? Tail replied, you're Gwiyoung, aren't you? The person inquired, yes? Why do you think that? Tail recounted a year ago, mentioning that he had encountered the person vaguely, as the distinction between Yangban and Chanman was unclear to barbarians. Tail asserted that, although you might not recall, but you had rescued me then and I have been searching for you ever since. Gwiyoung refuted Tail's assertion, denying having done such an act and believing Tail had mistaken him for someone else. Tail acknowledged the possibility of error but questioned if Gwiyoung knew about the belief that vengeful spirits of those they had killed haunt them. He shared that his father had informed him, revealing that the selection of His Majesty's bodyguards aimed to subdue the barbarians in the northern region, forming a special force organized by the king himself. Gwiyoung questioned Tail's certainty about the Jurchens, and Tail affirmed it as a well-established fact. He clarified that both he and his father had been working to subdue those responsible for his mother's death the previous year. Tail speculated that Gwiyoung must harbor his own grudge and reason due to the barbarian slaughter. He suggested walking together on a path to eliminate the barbarian's bloodline, extending material and emotional support to aid Gwiyoung in his mission. Gwiyoung inquired of Tail, what's your name? Tail responded, I must have been carried away. I am from the Tay family. I'm Tail. While drinking a bowl of wine, Gwiyoung stated, you may even die because of me. If you're willing, then I will follow you. Tail retorted, do you think I've come searching for you without being willing to die, Gwiyoung? The scene then shifted to a government office where a child declared, no, sir. I'm that Gwiyoung. He urged his sister, hey, Dongi, hurry up and say something already. You don't even believe me. Sejong inquired, what's all this noise? Old man explained, have you come, sir? That crazy child is claiming to be Gwiyoung. Not only that, all these people are asserting that they are Gwiyoung. Since no one clearly knows who Gwiyoung is, it seems people have gathered due to His Majesty's jade plaque, which has the potential to change their lives. Sejong stated, it's apparent they're just ragtags at first glance, but do you genuinely believe the real Gwiyoung is among them? The old man responded, well, probably. Just then, Tail arrived at the government office, urging, please clear the way. Passing through. I've come after hearing that you're looking for Gwiyoung. I come together with Gwiyoung while pointing at him. A person from the gathered crowd questioned, that fellow's Gwiyoung? Do you have evidence? I'm Gwiyoung, you big mouths. Tail stated, how interesting. You're Gwiyoung? When I don't even see anything from you? Sejong do. Inquired, the one called the Ghost's Shadow, are you Gwiyoung? Tail affirmed that's correct, Your Excellency, he has personally witnessed Gwiyoung. Gwiyoung then questioned, let me ask you. Is the actual goal of forming the king's bodyguards to create a special force to subjugate the barbarians is true? I believe that the responsibility for the ongoing conflict between Joseon and Jurchen lies within this nation. It has been several decades already. Previous king, by expressing hostility towards Jurchen, initiated this destructive cycle. In response, Jurchen has made efforts to appear favorable to Joseon. However, what actions has the current king of this nation taken? I believe the root of this problem lies in the neglect of the king of this nation. Tail exclaimed, look here. Just what exactly are you saying right now? Sejong stated, what a sophist. However, you aren't completely wrong either. Even still, are you planning on turning away from the responsibility of correcting the past? Whatever the past may be, the actions taken now are important. And Joseon has never given up on this northern region. Gwiyoung retorted, don't make me laugh. If you want to speak up for Joseon, then tell the king to come right here, right now, and say that with his own lips. Tail intervened, Gwiyoung, stop. Sejong explained, so, isn't that why I'm telling you? Coming here, himself, with his own lips, making all the people confused. As people asked each other, one said, what? He's who? Another said, so, he's the king. A third stated, I think that's what I heard too. Consequently, the entire gathered crowd knelt before him, saying sire, except Gwiyoung. Tail urged, look here, Gwiyoung. What are you doing right now? Kneel. At that moment, a woman entered, informing the guard, she has come after seeing the notice. She heard they were searching for Gwiyoung. She personally saw Gwiyoung. The guard inquired, have you seen Gwiyoung? The woman affirmed, yes, when the barbarians barged in last night, Gwiyoung himself saved me and my child. Her expression turned worried as she noticed someone in front. Sejong questioned, what's the matter? The old man explained, it appears there is a survivor from last night's massacre. She seems to have come to find Gwiyoung. Meanwhile, the woman cowered on the ground out of fear, exclaiming, Why is there a barbarian here? How did a demon-like fellow? The guard intervened, asking, what are you saying right now? That man is Gwiyoung. The woman insisted, I saw it clearly amongst the barbarians. That man was ripping apart and killing people of Joseon. Tail addressed Gwiyoung, stating, look here, Gwiyoung, what is that woman saying, right? The Gwiyoung declared, my name is Makan, and I am a barbarian. I am quite lucky. I have come to catch Gwiyoung if what you say is true, then Gwiyoung alone isn't the problem. King of Joseon, Sejong do. I will kill you today and I will unify Jurchen. Tail questioned, what are you saying right now? The Makan asserted, I'm sure I told you, Tail, that you may die because of me. Someone rushed to attack Makan, stating, how dare such a crazy fellow like you, on Joseon soil. However, he was instantly killed by Makan, leaving the onlookers frozen in fear. Meanwhile, someone urged, what are you doing? Run at him together. However, Makan systematically killed them one after another. Tail, with serious injuries lying on the ground, pondered, why was I so stupid? Why didn't I realize that the spirits on him are all vindictive spirits from the people of Joseon? The old man instructed, escort the king, Isunmong. Where's Isunmong? The guard responded, he's outside per His Majesty's order. The Makan questioned, where do you think you're off to, the man who calls himself king? The child from before asked the guard, let me borrow this for a bit, and snatched the guard's spear. Makan charged to kill Sejong do, declaring, apologize to my fellow countrymen in the afterlife. Die, King of Joseon. Makan was struck by a spear, and child stated, wow. I was aiming for an instant death though. Dongi, it's like you said. He's quite good, for a barbarian, while casually kicking the spear. The Makan demanded, how dare you? Who are you, you bastard? Meanwhile, the child skillfully twirled the spear that had pierced the Makan, causing him to cough blood. Sejong do said, you're that child? But was interrupted when the child declared, who am I? Just how many times do I have to tell you that I'm Gwiyoung? Tail thought while observing the child, there he was. The real Gwiyoung. Wounded Makan knelt on the ground and asked, are you the real Gwiyoung? Gwiyoung responded, yes, how many times do I have to tell you? I am Gwiyoung. You're the fake. The Makan, breaking the spear and stood up, stating, nice timing. You are the enemy of the Jurchens. I came here to kill you. Die with the king. Suddenly, Gwiyoung punched the barbarian in the face, causing him to briefly lose consciousness. Gwiyoung stated, you talk too much. You're likely to die in an instant, as he kicked the Makan, pushing him backward. Realizing Gwiyoung was stronger and that he had no chance, Makan saw an opening and attempted to attack Sejong do. However, Isunmong appeared in front of Makan and cut his hand. Isunmong questioned, what's going on? Did you do this? The old man present at the scene asked Isunmong, what took you so long? Don't you know how dangerous the situation is? Isunmong replied, I was just following His Majesty's orders. The old man warned, you should keep this in mind. We're not going to just let this go. Sejong do intervened, saying, you mustn't kill him. There are many things we need to hear from this man. Do not take his life. Sunmong agreed, saying, yes, Your Majesty, I will do as you say. In the moment, Makan was pierced by a broken spear thrown by Gwiyoung. Rushing forward, Gwiyoung struck Makan's face, causing him to fall to the ground. Gwiyoung continued to hit him, shouting, die, you barbarian, die, leaving the onlookers confused. Isunmong intervened, questioning Gwiyoung's sanity and reminding him of the Majesty's orders to spare Makan's life. Gwiyoung responded, pointing out the hellish situation before them, the hell created by Makan and the hell he had endured countless times. He recounted the burning of his village, the slaughter of his people, and the deaths of his parents at the hands of these barbarians. Gwiyoung expressed disbelief at the idea of sparing their lives instead of tearing them apart. Dongi, his sister, pleaded for him to stop, expressing fear. Gwiyoung hesitated but continued to argue. Sejong do questioned, what are you doing? Gwiyoung pleaded, you should have seen my talent. Please give me a position and use me as you please. Please give my sister Dongi a chance to start a new life. Sejong do responded, being granted a position and becoming one of my men. Is it all because of your sister? Gwiyoung affirmed, in a hellhole like this, he at least wants his sister to live a normal life. Sejong do concluded he disapproves, and Gwiyoung asked why. He questioned if it was because of his earlier disobedience to the Majesty's orders or his attempt to punch him. Sejong Yi-do clarified that it was neither of those reasons but Gwiyoung's attempt to join, solely for his sister, leading to his disapproval. Gwiyoung inquired, "Why is that?" Lee Soo-mong replied, "Hey, just give up. You should be grateful for being alive after such disobedience." Dong-yi reassured, "Brother, it's okay. Let's just go back." Gwiyoung and Dong-yi then left the government office. Lee Soo-mong questioned, "Why didn't you tell him?" Sejong Yi-do explained, "It's too shameless." As Dong-yi and Gwiyoung walked back to their house, Dong-yi expressed her concerns, saying, "Brother, she won't let you do as you please like before. Do you expect me to be brought in by a noble house alone, by selling yourself?" Gwiyoung asked, "Why do you say it like that? You two know all of the details." Dong-yi replied, "Well, she would consider it if you would come with me." Gwiyoung shared, 5 years ago, the day the barbarians killed both our parents, he made a promise with father, that he would protect you no matter what. Dong-yi said, "Don't worry about me, you've already protected me for a long time, haven't you? It's great to have you by my side, brother." Gwiyoung expressed, "I also feel great to be with you." Suddenly, an arrow narrowly missed Gwiyoung and hit Dong-yi. Seeing that, Gwiyoung worriedly exclaimed, "Dong-yi." Group of barbarians approached, and the leader of the barbarian group stated he missed. He continued, "The one you killed, Makan, he was strong but dumb. But thanks to him, we were able to track you down, Gwiyoung." Meanwhile, Gwiyoung reassured, "I got you, Dong-yi. Don't worry." The barbarian questioned, "What's the matter with him all of a sudden? Is he out of his mind?" Dong-yi warned, "Brother, behind you." As the barbarian attacked Gwiyoung, the attack was blocked by Lee Soo-mong. While questioning Gwiyoung, Lee Soo-mong said, "What is this?" Gwiyoung asked Dong-yi if she was fine, and she replied, "Brother, I'm okay." The barbarian laughed, saying, "Another run to kill. You should have thought before taking action, so die now." However, the barbarian was instantly killed by Lee Soo-mong, leaving the remaining barbarians surprised. Lee Soo-mong addressed Gwiyoung, stating, "Hey, Gwiyoung again? You really want to die?" Gwiyoung, while crying, conveyed that Dong-yi was dead. The barbarians began talking among themselves, expressing shock at Lee Soo-mong's presence. One barbarian said, "Wait, that man is Lee Soo-mong." The second asked, "What, Lee Soo-mong?" Third questioned, "No way, why is he here?" The fourth stated, "You saw too, the swordsmanship." The leader of the barbarian group decided, "Retreat, everyone fall back." Lee Soo-mong questioned, "Hey, what are you doing?" Not receiving a response from Gwiyoung, Lee Soo-mong loudly demanded, "Hey, I asked you a question." Gwiyoung declared, "I'll kill every last one of them." He then ran behind the barbarians with a sword in hand. The barbarian leader thought, "No way, Lee Soo-mong." Lee Soo-mong, the man said to be equal to Choi Yun-deok, wondered why this man was in the northern regions and felt the need to spread the word. Gwiyoung approached from behind, cutting one of the barbarian's arms, saying, "That hand held the bow." The barbarian turned around, exclaiming, "You bastard." Meanwhile, Gwiyoung used the sword to cut the remaining arm and said, "This hand pulled the bowstring." Gwiyoung then punched the barbarian, causing him to fall to the ground. Gwiyoung pointed the sword in front of the barbarian's eye and said, "And this I aimed for my sister?" A little while later, Sejong Yi-do asked Lee Soo-mong if he was sure Gwiyoung went that way. Lee Soo-mong confirmed, stating that Gwiyoung went after the enemy chief, so he was certain. He also mentioned a critical problem with giving Gwiyoung the position of informer. Sejong Yi-do commented that Gwiyoung was approaching, remarking that the term ghost shadow suited him well. Lee Soo-mong called out to Gwiyoung, who was taken aback when he saw his sister alive. Gwiyoung questioned Dong-yi, asking how it was possible. Dong-yi explained that the Majesty himself had come and saved her and inquired if Gwiyoung had been hurt. Gwiyoung expressed gratitude to the Majesty. Sejong Yi-do asked Gwiyoung if he was happy to see his sister alive. Unsuspectingly, Sejong Yi-do unsheathed the sword of Lee Soo-mong and swung it at Dong-yi, stating that she was around here, right? Meanwhile, Gwiyoung questioned Sejong Yi-do's actions, asking what he was doing. Sejong Yi-do asked if he had slashed Dong-yi correctly and questioned how it was. He added that she would revive anyway. Confused, Gwiyoung asked Sejong Yi-do what he was saying, using profanity. Sejong Yi-do urged Gwiyoung to think and reminded him of the invasion 5 years ago by the Jurchen. He revealed that Gwiyoung was the only survivor, and his sister had died that day. Sejong Yi-do emphasized that what Gwiyoung was holding at that moment was nothing. Gwiyoung looked down at his arm, realizing that Dongyi was not there. He exclaimed, Dongyi! Dongyi! Where are you? Sejong interjected, saying, Gwiyoung, I have investigated all the rumors surrounding you. They all suggest that you are unable to cope with the loss of your sister to the barbarians and that you have lost your sanity. Gwiyoung responded, What nonsense! You all saw it. We were together, even in the village that was massacred and at the government office. Everyone witnessed it with their own eyes. Gwiyoung turned to General Sejong and asked, You also saw it, right? Even when I was hit by the barbarian arrow earlier? Sejong replied, No, throughout the day, you have been alone. Gwiyoung then remembered what everyone had said to him earlier. Sejong questioned, Hey, what are you really doing right now? The barbarians questioned, What's wrong with this guy? Why is he suddenly acting crazy? At the government office, Gwiyoung found himself alone, engaging in self-dialogue, leaving bystanders perplexed. Sejong interrupted, stating, Your sister was never there. Gwiyoung recalled his father's words, You must protect Dongyi. Whatever happens, Gwiyoung, you must protect your sister. Suddenly, the barbarian killed his father right in front of him while Gwiyoung and his sister hid under a nearby house. A little later, Gwiyoung was running away from the barbarians. He thought to himself, he is not going to let them get him. One day, he will kill them. He stopped abruptly when he saw Grandpa Kong. Old Kong exclaimed, It's you! Gwiyoung! You're safe, you're alive. But how come? Is it only you and Dongyi? Are you the only two who made it out of the village? What about your mother and father? Gwiyoung replied, Those bastards dragged away mother and killed father. And under the floor, Old Kong interrupted him, saying, Enough, it's fine. It's fine if you two made it alive. Suddenly, Old Kong noticed an arrow that had hit Dongyi while Gwiyoung was running away from the barbarians. He exclaimed, She's still breathing. Gwiyoung reached for the arrow, but Old Kong stopped him, saying, You can't pull it out. There's a boat that I've ridden by the quay. If we take that, we'll be able to slip past the barbarians to the next village over. We need to see a physician as quickly as possible and get treatment. Just as Old Kong finished speaking, an arrow pierced his head and killing him. Gwiyoung looked in the direction from where the arrow came and saw barbarians approaching. Gwiyoung quickly picked Dongyi up on his back and started to run away from them. The barbarian leader commanded, After him. Gwiyoung placed Dongyi on the boat and began to cross the river with haste. Dongyi called out, Brother! Gwiyoung reassured her, saying, Hold on a bit, Dongyi. I'll save you. One of the barbarians exclaimed, We lost him. The second barbarian suggested, It seems like a little child, so should we just go? However, the barbarian leader ordered, Shoot a fire arrow. Leave no room for doubt. Shoot a fire arrow. An arrow struck the boat, causing Gwiyoung to look up and see a large number of arrows approaching. He swiftly moved towards Dongyi to shield her from the incoming arrows. One by one, the arrows hit the boat, ultimately destroying it and causing Gwiyoung and Dongyi to fall into the water. Gwiyoung desperately tried to save his sister, but his efforts were in vain. In the present, Gwiyoung shouted, No, Dongyi, no! Sejong apologized, saying, I'm sorry for failing to protect your sister, your parents, your village, for failing to protect them all. It's something I should have done as ruler, but I couldn't. So blame me, and blame this nation, for not doing anything. Unburden yourself from the guilt of failing to protect your family and let go of your sister now. Dongyi stated, Brother, it hurts a lot, right? Gwiyoung acknowledged, I see, my dear Dongyi, my sister. Since that day, you haven't grown at all. Dongyi expressed her gratitude, saying, Brother, thank you, and then disappeared. Gwiyoung started to cry again. Sejong spoke to him, saying, Gwiyoung resentment and hatred, if he could forget all of it and live an ordinary life, Sejong pledged to make that happen. However, if Gwiyoung were to live the rest of his life with that rage in his heart, catching cows and pigs like a butcher, then Sejong vowed to open up a better path for him. A northern spearhead, the most elite organization created only to confront the Jurchens, was proposed, that's the informer. Gwiyoung was presented with the idea of becoming an informer and using his rage to protect the nation and its people, in what Sejong acknowledged as a shameless request from the king. Upon hearing this, Gwiyoung inquired, "Can you find that man?" Sejong sought clarification, asking, "What man?" Gwiyoung responded, "I've recalled it. The one who burnt down his village, killed my family, killed Dongi, that man." Sejong then advised, "Accept this. Come carrying the jade plaque with you when winter passes and we recruit the royal forces. If you do that, you'll be able to reach me immediately. And from that moment then, you'll become an informer." The women exclaimed, "Bakesuk is here," and Gwiyoung expressed admiration, stating, "Wow, that looks delicious. Here Dongi, eat up." In his thoughts, he realized, he forgot she disappeared. Sunmon declared, "I'll eat it." "Have you been well, Gwiyoung?" In response, Gwiyoung questioned, "General Sunmon, what brought you here?" Sunmon politely requested, "Ma'am, please give me some tokju. There's no alcohol after setting a table. Do you live without knowing the joy of life? Do you still see your sister?" Gwiyoung sadly replied, "No, not anymore." Sunmon sympathetically acknowledged, "I see. Have a drink, Gwiyoung. You sent your sister off, and it's your first step to becoming an adult." Gwiyoung humbly responded, "I'm still a bit young." "General, you, along with General Choi Yundeok, are famous figures, leading as Joseon's best swords." Curious, Gwiyoung asked, "But what's the reason that you're paying this much attention to someone like him?" Sunmon explained, "I like interesting fellows. He was also the one to find out about you with His Majesty's order. It's interesting, from having the ability to kill others at that age to the countless records earned from that name." Gwiyoung inquired about his nickname, Ghost Shadow. Sunmon proudly confirmed, "That's right, GWI from Gwishin to Young from Shadow. Isn't that amazing?" Gwiyoung then shared the meaning of his own name, GWI, Hanjafor Precious, and Young, Hanjafor Welcome. That's his name. Sunmon apologized, stating that it was his nature not to think deeply about his original thoughts. However, he urged Gwiyoung not to forget the past and emphasized that the future would require a journey to clean up that past and move forward on a new path. Sunmon suggested that Gwiyoung and he have a bowl together, and cheer on Gwiyoung's new life, offering a warm welcome. Gwiyoung agreed and drank the bowl. Sunmon commented on Gwiyoung's swift intoxication, leading to his prompt slumber, stating that the ghost shadow had not yet become an adult. Sunmon had expected it to take more time but found it uninteresting because it was too easy. While Sunmon searched Gwiyoung, he discovered a jade plaque. Upon leaving, he quipped, "Didn't I tell you, Gwiyoung? I appreciate interesting fellows." He urged Gwiyoung to have some fun and instructed others not to disturb the sleeping individual. Later that night, Gwiyoung woke up and realized it was already dark. He wondered if General Sunmon had left. Remembering Sunmon's words about not forgetting the past and the journey to clean it up, Gwiyoung affirmed that he wouldn't forget and saw it as just the beginning. He believed that the recruitment of the royal forces, mentioned by the king, had begun and understood that it involved picking informers. Gwiyoung vowed to become an informer and seek revenge for Dongi. Gwiyoung became confused as he didn't find the jade plaque, and realized it was gone. The jade plaque the king gave him had disappeared. The scene shifted to a person saying, "Is this really the place? What kind of royal forces recruitment is held up in the mountains?" The second person said, "Man, I said it's here. Can't you even tell just by looking at the people gathered here? Looks like everyone from this area has gathered here." The first person asked, "Just how many people is this? The chance of making it does seem slim. Looks like there'll be one person ranking below me at least." The second person said, "Wait, even a child like that has applied? Goodness." Meanwhile, Gwiyoung delved deeper into his thoughts, contemplating the absence of the jade plaque. The old person said, "All right, next. Who and where are you from?" Gwiyoung said, "I'm from Muchong, and my name's Gwiyoung." However, he had actually come after getting a jade plaque but lost it on the way there. The old man asked, "If it's a jade plaque, then it's for a transfer that doesn't need to take the test, but a child like you has that? What sort of person gave you that plaque?" Gwiyoung said, "Yes, well, the king gave it to me." The old man said, "Crazy fellow, take him out." The person introduced him as Kim Jang, the charge of the Northern Royal Forces recruitment. He assured them that while the conditions for selection were great, the selection standards were even stricter. He explained that the organization they were choosing to join was completely different from existing standards and emphasized the dangerous nature of the mission they would be expected to carry out. He made it clear that luck and tricks would not be enough to succeed in this endeavor. Kim Jang expressed his disbelief at someone who spoke nonsense about losing the king's jade plaque and warned that this mission would be too much for him to handle. He decided to begin the first test immediately, which involved retrieving a red-feathered arrow from the top of the mountain. However, he informed them that there were only 10 arrows available, while there were currently 30 participants. He asked if they understood the situation. After the start of the first test, Kim Jang noticed Gwiyoung standing and called him out, asking what he was doing. Gwiyoung quickly apologized, explaining that he was just surprised. Ordered by Kim Jang to run instantly, Gwiyoung obediently responded, "Yes, sir." While in motion, Gwiyoung lamented, "Damn it. How did I lose the jade plaque? With 10 arrows, do I have to secure a place within the 10th position? I've fallen so far behind, will I be able to catch up?" Observing people unconscious on the ground, Gwiyoung halted in confusion and inquired, "What is this?" Simultaneously, an assailant swung a wooden stick from behind. Gwiyoung, startled, replied, "You scared me." The Dumak explained, the supervisor mentioned 10 arrows, but he never said there'd be 10 to pass. "Let's knock out those we can see, chase out others, and steal the arrows from the ones coming down the mountain. Do you even understand what we're saying? The ones to pass are just us 4. Despite a rushed attack, as the Dumak swung a wooden stick, Gwiyoung skillfully snatched it and struck him with it in return. Gwiyoung inquired, "Just how did you guys come up with such a brilliant idea?" Gwiyoung critiqued, "It's a rotten branch. It just looks flashy, but in reality, it doesn't have much of an impact. You shouldn't have brought such a lousy weapon after coming up with such a brilliant plan." Dumak exclaimed, "This is unbelievable. What are the rest of you doing? Beat him up right now." At another exam site, an individual asserted, "You punk, don't push me, I'm first." Lee Soon-mong inquired, "Has General Choi also come?" General Choi directed, "Lee Soon-mong, why did you even come stand next to me? Go stand over there." Lee Soon-mong commented, "Wow, quite a lot have gathered. It's extremely crowded." General Choi explained, "There's no choice. If it goes well, not only can they finish their military service in a blink of an eye, they can even get a chance for Myeongkian, where they won't even have to worry about hiding their identity." Lee Soon-mong observed, "The conditions His Majesty has offered are quite unprecedented." General Choi affirmed, "That's just how serious he is about establishing informers this time." Lee Soon-mong inquired, "Let's see, where's our little Gwiyoung? Is that him?" "No," General Choi asked, "Gwiyoung, are you talking about the child that Majesty personally bestowed a jade plaque on last winter? I'm sure those with jade plaques are gathered elsewhere." Lee Soon-mong stated, "Yes, well, that's true. It's due to some circumstances that he had to partake in this test himself," Lee Soon-mong explained. Expressing disbelief, General Cole found it ridiculously absurd for a child like Gwiyoung to possess a jade plaque, emphasizing that such privileges were reserved for the elite informers dispatched by the king to the northern region. He questioned whether Gwiyoung had the right to hold such an honor. In response, Lee Soon-mong defended Gwiyoung's eligibility, citing his exceptional talents and physical prowess. Lee Soon-mong highlighted Gwiyoung's history of successfully navigating pillaging sites and fending off barbarians since the age of 12. He stressed the significance of practical battle experience for a swordsman, combining it with Gwiyoung's innate talent, making him a heaven-sent talent. During an attack, Gwiyoung skillfully dodged and retaliated, poking one attacker's eye. Another assailant attempted a sneak attack from behind, but Gwiyoung evaded and delivered a powerful kick to the groin, causing considerable pain. A confident third attacker approached, exclaiming, "Got you, you little..." Striking at Gwiyoung's face, the impact shattered the branch. Gwiyoung reiterated the ineffectiveness of a flashy but rotten branch, and the third person dismissed it as nonsense. Despite Dumak's encouragement to disregard the rotten branch and finish Gwiyoung, when the third person attempted another attack, Gwiyoung responded with a powerful punch, causing the assailant to crash to the ground. Confidently, Gwiyoung acknowledged the impact of a rotten branch, explaining its effectiveness as a weapon that eliminates the need for multiple strikes. He asserted that just one strike could render someone unconscious. Dumak exclaimed, "Wait, fine. I got it. I'll take back what I said earlier. The successful candidates are us too. What do you say?" Gwiyoung replied, Well, is that necessary? If it's with your logic, brother, it's all over if I'm the only one to pass, isn't it? Dumak retorted, foolish child. No matter how incredible you are, do you think you can handle the rest of them alone? It's possible if it's the two of us. Look at these muscles. Aren't they trustworthy? And I'm not a brother. You're strong, but you're lacking the resourcefulness as a child. You'll need a tactician. Oh dear child, what's your name? He replied, it's Gwiyoung. Dumak pondered, Gwiyoung. I feel like I've heard that name before. In any case, it's a good name. Alright, I've always dreamt of this sort of development. Gwiyoung, be my associate. A little later, Gwiyoung asked, what do you think, Dumak? Dumak responded, there isn't even a single rat in sight. Gwiyoung expressed concern, that's strange. It's well past the time when the ones who have reached the top of the mountain first should be returning already. What do we do, Dumak? In response, Dumak stated, well, it seems that something must have happened at the top. We won't know for sure unless we've gone up ourselves. Gwiyoung agreed, indeed, Dumak, you're right. Dumak suggested, it'll be a good idea to reach the top of the mountain before the sunset, so let's hurry. In his thoughts, Dumak muttered, yeah, go, you ignorant punk. My plan's all gone up in smoke because I met someone like you. Gwiyoung urged, hurry up and come, Dumak. Confused, Dumak asked, me too? Gwiyoung responded, of course, you're not going to come? You said we should be associates. Dumak commented, he's a punk I don't really get, and I wonder how it's possible he could even get that strong at his young age too. But it's a relief that he seems a bit dull. He's still just a naive greenhorn. If I just use him well, then he'll be the weapon to use while taking this test. A little while later, Gwiyoung announced, we're here, it's the top. Dumak complained, I said we should rest a bit as we go, you punk. The Sejong asked, you're late, are you two the last ones? What sort of petty tricks did you pull at the base of the mountain for you to just climb it now? Dumak observed the chaos and questioned the presence of a supervisor at the top. Gwiyoung, spotting a jade plaque on the supervisor, excitedly identified it. Sejong inquired if Gwiyoung comprehended the significance behind his welcoming demeanor. Gwiyoung shared his own history with a jade plaque, expressing the challenges he faced after losing it. Sejong accused Gwiyoung of discussing the jade plaque and questioned his knowledge of its existence. Emphasizing that the jade plaque signified acknowledgement by the king as the king's sword, Sejong dismissed Gwiyoung's right to speak about it. Dumak commented on Sejong's harsh words and assumed that he was from a Yangban household, questioning why he was acting like a supervisor in that place. Dumak mentioned that the test had a special condition where they weren't checking one's status, and questioned why Sejong was nitpicking at Gwiyoung's lowly and crude nature when strength should be enough. Sejong then challenged both Gwiyoung and Dumak to come at him at the same time, stating that if they were acknowledged by him, they could take an arrow. Dumak instructed Gwiyoung not to step up, as it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to punish a Yangban bastard without worries. Dumak rushed forward, swinging his sword, but Sejong adeptly dodged, gracefully stepping backward. Persisting in his attack, Sejong skillfully blocked Dumak's strikes. Dumak taunted, what do you think? The swordsmanship of a crude bastard is pretty spicy, isn't it? Because Yangban punks are raised preciously, you probably don't have any muscles either. I'll make you kneel like this. Sejong calmly replied, I didn't even have any expectations from the start. But as expected. Sejong landed a hit on Dumak, causing him to attempt a counter, yet Sejong effortlessly evaded. Subsequently, Sejong struck Dumak's leg, sending him crashing to the ground. Despite Dumak's efforts to rise, he received another precise hit from Sejong. He admonished, if you have lowly origins, then have a decent character at least. If your character is lowly, then humble yourself at least. If your skills are crude, then be careful at least. The confrontation between Sejong and Dumak was halted when Gwiyoung interjected, let's stop that here. Aren't you being too harsh? What about this looks like a royal force selection? Are you really intending on killing him amongst fellow people of Joseon? Sejong swiftly grabbed Gwiyoung by the neck, unbalancing him and causing him to fall. Sejong asserted, I told you already, that if your skills are crude, you should be careful. As Sejong raised his hand to strike Gwiyoung with his wooden sword, he realized it was missing. Gwiyoung revealed, looking for this. Sejong pondered, at what moment did he grab it from his hand? Dumak acknowledged, although his character is a bit lousy, his skills aren't crude at all. Meanwhile, Gwiyoung targeted Sejong's leg with the wooden sword, inflicting pain.
Gwiyoung inquired. What does he think? Does it hurt? Because he kept swinging it like a child's whip, he attempted hitting him once. Then Gwiyoung turned around asking, is it acceptable to speak casually to a young man? Demak replied. Cease speaking nonsense and observe behind yourself. Attempting to strike Gwiyoung, Sejong found his attack expertly dodged. Impressed, Sejong acknowledged Gwiyoung's keen eyes and well-coordinated movements but criticized his lack of foundation and sloppy follow-through. While Gwiyoung aimed a kick at Sejong, the latter skillfully evaded the attack. Sejong admitted Gwiyoung's proficiency, especially in unconventional body-targeting moves, praising his natural talent and outstanding physical abilities. However, Sejong criticized Gwiyoung's wild and unrefined approach, attributing it to his lower birth, highlighting the contrast between them. Simultaneously, Gwiyoung countered by throwing dirt into Sejong's eyes and launching a shoulder attack with his sword. Gwiyoung scolded Sejong for excessive talking, stressing the need to focus on the fight, warning of the instant consequences of failure, even death. Sejong exclaimed, a scoundrel, resorting to petty tricks that hardly qualify as tricks. His insolent remarks reveal his true nature. I had initially considered letting him take an arrow, having briefly acknowledged him, but I've reconsidered. For dishonoring the king's bestowed jade plaque and tarnishing the meticulous process of selecting the king's swords with his deceitful skills, he deserves to lose an arm. Demak reacted. That madman! He's a lunatic! Gwiyoung countered. No, his actions are justified. This isn't child's play, he should do at least this much. However, since a real sword has been drawn, that side should be ready to lose an arm as well, Sejong remarked, acting defiant until the very end. I wonder if he'll maintain that bravado shortly. Let's see. As they swung at each other, both dropped their swords due to Kim Jang's interference. Kim Jang noted the absence of returnees and questioned what transpired. Confirming expectations, Sejong had prevented everyone from descending, even wielding a real sword. In response, Sejong stated that Kim Jang left it to him to distinguish among the candidates, and he merely fulfilled his role. Kim Jang expressed dissatisfaction, stating he didn't instruct Sejong to eliminate them all like this. Gwiyoung interjected, signaling his presence. Kim Jang referred to Gwiyoung as the Jade Plaque Boy, instructing Sejong to fetch an arrow, designating Gwiyoung as the successful candidate for Group 3. Sejong, picking up his sword, approached the arrows and effortlessly cut them in half. He reminded Kim Jang of the entrusted responsibility, asserting that in Group 3, none had passed. Frustrated, Kim Jang expressed his displeasure. Demak then presented a red-feathered arrow, and Gwiyoung questioned its origin. Demak revealed that during their fight, he discreetly pulled it from the tree. Demak addressed Kim Jang. I've brought the arrow as you instructed. According to the rules, I've passed, haven't I? Gwiyoung commented. Crafty fellow. This is why they advise against associating with educated men. Kim Jang confirmed. Yes, you are the successful candidate for Group 3. Demak handed over the arrow, stating, Here it is, just as I promised. I told you, right? To be my partner, I said. We could achieve it together. Kim Jang declared. A total of 2 from Group 3 have passed the first round test. Meanwhile, Gwiyoung rushed towards Demak and surprised him with a kiss on the cheek. Kim Jang advised Sejong, I don't know what's troubling you so much, but exercise moderation. The first round test aimed to assess stamina and endurance. If you persist like this, who will remain? Sejong responded. It's the informer selection. Wasn't this a test to choose exceptional elite soldiers? Those who won't make it to the final selection, including those dimwits. Kim Jang retorted. Dimwit, you say? You nearly lost an arm to that dimwit, Sejong questioned. What does that mean now? He then noticed pain in his arm, discovering the wound, leaving him puzzled. Kim Jang clarified. What I protected while mediating the earlier fight. Whose side do you think I was on? The following day, Gwiyoung exclaimed. Damn it, I can't believe the test from yesterday wasn't the end. Demak responded. Aside from our group, it seems many have passed in each group. We got stuck with a lousy proctor. Sun Mong interrupted, instructing everyone to be quiet as he moved to the front of the group. Gwiyoung recognized him as General Sun Mong. Sun Mong then declared, I'm Sun Mong, causing whispers among the gathered people. One person wondered, Sun Mong. Is he claiming to be the Sun Mong we all know? Another confirmed. Yes, Sun Mong, the troublemaker of the world. a third person added. The one who fights alongside General Choi Yundiak and is Josian's best. What brings a man like him here to a royal forces selection? Lee Soo-mong showcased his archery skills by accurately hitting an apple from a distance. Onlookers marveled at his expertise, labeling him as the current Josian's best archer and a divine archer. Lee Soo-mong inquired, "Have they all seen that? That's his level." Lee Soo-mong explained the second round's simplicity, where participants only needed to stand still while he aimed to hit a melon with their red-feathered arrow. It's child's play if it's a melon that isn't even the size of a plum. "Alright, who wants to come up first?" Manduk volunteered, saying, "Yes, I will go first." Lee Soo-mong responded, Good, I like seeing those guts, along with your trust in him." Manduk thought, if they have to do it anyway, then it's better to go first when General Lee Soo-mong's concentration is at its highest. If he's the first, then there's a near zero chance of making a mistake. Manduk, trembling with fear, declared, "I am ready," while widening his eyes as he saw Lee Soo-mong drinking alcohol. Demak inquired, "That over there, right now, isn't alcohol, is it?" Meanwhile, Lee Soo-mong mentioned, "Although it probably won't happen, by chance, even if the arrow enters your body, you'll pass if you just keep standing in place." As Lee Soo-mong released the arrow to hit the melon, Manduk, out of fear, observed the arrow's trajectory from his position and jumped aside. Lee Soo-mong exclaimed, "What the? You're ruining the fun!" Manduk pleaded, "Crazy. I did that unintentionally. Please give me another chance." Jinwoong approached him, declaring, "Second test, first candidate Manduk, you fail," while breaking the arrow. The second candidate repeated the same pattern, followed by the third candidate, and so on. Buxy surrendered, saying, "I give up. Please don't shoot me. I won't do it. I said I won't do it." The Jinwoong announced, 16th candidate Buxy fails. Kim Jang sighed, commenting, "Oh, geez, I don't know if we'll get anyone to pass here. Shall I say this is so typical of General Lee Soo-mong?" Lee Soo-mong sneered, "Pathetic fools. What do I expect from such fearful fools? No, are you saying that you have that little faith in me? Why the hell can't you do this easy thing and act like that? Next candidate, who will be the first one to pass?" Demak stepped forward, declaring, "I will do it." Gwiyoung asked Demak, "Will you be alright?" Demak reassured him, "Don't worry, there's a way." Lee Soo-mong remarked, "I like your confidence, to your position." Demak thought to himself, "There's a way to win in every test. I've seen through it this time as well. By nature, fear is fundamentally derived from visual information. The person shooting the arrow is none other than Lee Soo-mong. It won't miss. If that's the case, it's solved if I just don't look at him." Demak then said, "Alright, please shoot, sir." Gwiyoung praised Demak, saying, "As expected, Demak, you're brilliant. Even those muscles, looking at them, they also seem a bit cool." Lee Soo-mong stated, "Well, what a peculiar fool. Do as you please then." Demak expressed, "I'm in trouble. There's a variable I didn't even account for because I can't see it. It's scarier." While turning around, Demak requested, "One moment, please let me change my position." At the moment arrow hit the target, someone commented, "To turn around at the last moment. Is that even possible? What a fool." Kim Jang congratulated Demak, saying, "Congratulations on passing. You did well." Demak thought to himself, "I wet my pants a little." Lee Soo-mong then announced, "Alright, so we now have a person who has passed. Who will be next?" Ghost Shadow. "Isn't that you, Gwiyoung?" he questioned. "Why are you here?" Gwiyoung laughed. "Well, I lost the jade plaque because no one believed me." Someone asked, "What is that though?" Another person clarified. "Gwiyoung, that rascal is the rumored Ghost Shadow. In the north, he slaughters barbarians left and right as he sees them. He's very famous." A third person expressed disbelief. "What, that little child is him?" Demak stated, "I can't believe Gwiyoung is that famous Ghost Shadow. No wonder why it felt like I've heard his name somewhere." "That means the jade plaque story was all real then, doesn't it?" Kim Jang explained, "This child did speak of a jade plaque, but he had to take the test because he didn't have proof. Because it's true, this child can be recruited immediately." Lee Soo-mong expressed, "Come on, do we have to?" Kim Jang inquired, "What?" Lee Soo-mong clarified, "Well, it's true that he doesn't have the jade plaque currently. Moreover, these sorts of tests have their own charm, don't they? Now, with things like this, let's just do this. Leave the arrow and go to your position, Gwiyoung." Demak observed, "As expected of Lee Soo-mong, he's firm. Then again, There's no question there will be controversy over fairness if he gives preferential treatment towards Gwiyoung, who lost the jade plaque. Su-mong considered. Take it easy, relax. Despite that, it appears to promise a lot of enjoyment. I'm curious about Ghost's shadow revealed to me the accuracy of my eyes and showcase your talent. Jinwoong reflected. Just now, I'm sure. He was aiming for the head. Yujong thought. It's intentional. It isn't a mistake. Gwiyoung thought. It's dangerous. I have to dodge. Damak advised Gwiyoung. You fail if you dodge it, endure it. Meanwhile, Gwiyoung dodged the arrow. Onlookers exclaimed. He dodged it. He failed. However, Gwiyoung caught the flying arrow with his hand, leaving the onlookers shocked. Gwiyoung then pierced the melon with the arrow and asked, If I do this, then can it be a pass? Su-mong burst into laughter, stating, Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Of course, it's definitely a pass. You don't let me down. You're really something. Alright, then let's quickly finish the rest. I'm getting tired. Next is... Then Dami stood in position. Su-mong acknowledged. Yes, then. Kim Jang suggested. Sir, let's finish the remainder of the test tomorrow. I believe you've had a little too much to drink. Su-mong questioned. What with just this much liquor? Just what do you think of me? Kim Jang replied. However, Su-mong asserted. I'll finish it in a blink of an eye, so wait just a bit. And launched the arrow. Jinwoong exclaimed. Oh dear! Dodge it! However, Dami didn't dodge the arrow and was hit by it, causing onlookers to worry. Su-mong expressed remorse, saying, Oh dear, I've done it now. He approached Dami and asked, Hey, are you alright? Assuring Dami, he said, You're fine. It avoided all the critical areas. You won't die. Don't worry. Don't be so heartbroken. Since you held out, well, you pass. Dami replied, All the same, how all those who sit at the top in this nation treat people's lives like it's just a joke. You're all the same, starting with that damn king. Su-mong remarked. Right now, are you simultaneously insulting both this nation and the king, as well as even myself? Even if I cut 3 inches of your tongue here, I hope you don't feel wrong. His words were cut short as he was hit by General Choi and fell to the ground. General Choi declared, Su-mong, you've finally done it. I will kill you here today and beg for forgiveness from His Majesty tomorrow. You, fellow, are an utter disgrace. Su-mong was born as the son of Gwiyoung, a meritorious retainer of the king during the first strife of princes. As the eldest son of a meritorious retainer, he swiftly ascended to a government position, becoming a third-class military official in the Joseon military. Alongside Choi Yundeok, renowned as the absolute perfection, Joseon's best sword, he earned titles like No One More Noble Than Myself and God-Given Talent, eventually claiming the title of Joseon's best sword. Although competent as a military official and contributing significantly to the nation, his habitual personality posed challenges. He enjoyed drinking, spoke crudely, and had indulgences with women. As he advanced in official ranks, he faced more controversies. Su-mong remarked. Heirs. The provincial governor, Choi Yundeok, inquired, Are you saying that to me right now? Su-mong retorted, Who else is there besides you? All I'm saying is that the sight of you, straightening your shoulders and putting on airs, just bothers me to the point of death. Let's settle this once, to see who the real Joseon's best sword is. Choi Yundeok exclaimed, You little, His Majesty's directive passed down a prohibition. Su-mong greeted, Look who it is. Isn't it General Choi Yundeok, the absolute perfection, Joseon's best weapons general? I will pour you a cup, so come on here. Concerned ministers approached the king, expressing their grievances about Su-mong's countless accidents. They urged the king to dismiss Su-mong and punish him severely for his wild nature and lack of proper behavior. However, Sejong intervened, stating, Stop, I will not be punishing Su-mong, so do not bring up this matter to me anymore. In the present, Damak remarked, That's right, even though Su-mong causes all those incidents, he hasn't received a proper punishment even just once. Gwiyoung expressed surprise, asking, What does something like that really exist? Just how? Damak explained, Well, it is because he is the son of a meritorious retainer. But don't you think it's because he's too competent as a military officer? Choi Yundeok intervened, instructing, What are you all doing? Bring this child to be seen by a physician immediately, free of charge. Now. Su-mong, you've finally done it. Yi Sun-mong dismissed Choi Yundeok's concerns, saying, "The old man's rambling again with his nagging. Even the municipal administrators on the streets say as such, that in Joseon, how could there be two Joseons best? What do you think, General Choi Yundeok? Here, in this place, distinguishing who really is the actual Joseon's best sword. I think I'm the best though." Choi Yundeok sternly warned Yi Sun-mong. "Here, in this place, you truly wish to die?" Yi Sun-mong declared that he would go first and swung his sword, but Choi Yundeok easily dodged the attack. In response, Choi Yundeok expressed his intention to kill Yi Sun-mong, swinging his sword at him. Yi Sun-mong accepted the challenge, and a fierce battle ensued. After some time, Yi Sun-mong landed a successful attack, injuring Choi Yundeok and taunting him for getting old and slow. He killed Choi Yundeok, while proclaimed himself as the best sword in Joseon. However, it was revealed that he had been fighting a practiced dummy, and he confidently asserted that it was all over for his opponent. Witnessing Yi Sun-mong, Kim Jang sought guidance from Choi Yundeok. Choi Yundeok, believing that Yi Sun-mong had lost his mind, criticized and trusting such a significant responsibility to him. He proceeded to kick Yi Sun-mong and ordered his immediate imprisonment, stating that there was no worth in killing him. Kim Jang then asked about the remaining candidates and the continuation of the test. Choi Yundeok recommended proceeding with the original test as planned. Jinwoong announced the failure of the 17th candidate and called for the next one. Kim Jang expressed confusion about the earlier events, questioning why shooting an arrow was the original test when the bow represented the most important weapon for Joseon. Demak also voiced his confusion about the unfolding events. Kim Jang explained that Yi Sun-mong wanted to entertain himself with the candidates. Demak remarked, "For his own pleasure. He really is an incredible person." Gwiyoung added, "However, it's true that he's strong. To the point that he didn't get punished even once despite doing all those things." Choi Yundeok inquired. "He grabbed a flying arrow with his bare hands." Jinwoong confirmed. "Yes, sir. He avoided the arrow that General Yi Sun-mong flew towards his head. I saw it, with my own eyes. But truth be told, I myself can't believe it either. I heard that child is that famous ghost shadow from the north. Because he has been confirmed to receive His Majesty's jade plaque, I will transfer him now." Choi Yundeok disagreed, saying, "No, just leave it be." Jinwoong asked, "Pardon." Choi Yundeok explained, "The jade plaque is His Majesty's intention, not mine. Rather, it's a good opportunity. I'll have to see for myself the child's actual abilities." A little while later, Choi Yundeok took charge of directing and handling the selection test until the end. He revealed that the third test would assess participants' pure armed force, allowing each person to choose their opponent for a one-on-one combat. The outcome of the fight would not determine acceptance. Rather, the focus would be on the content of the fight itself. Choi Yundeok stressed that winning alone wouldn't guarantee success if the approach was unreasonable, and conversely, even losing could lead to success if the process was commendable. He encouraged everyone to choose their opponents for the upcoming combat. Gwiyoung turned to Demak, suggesting they fight. However, Demak declined, citing the importance of types in this test. He explained that if both wanted to showcase good fighting content, having a significant difference in their builds would be disadvantageous. Curious, Gwiyoung asked if Demak's reluctance stemmed from Gwiyoung beating him up during the first round. Demak strongly denied this and emphasized that companions should not fight with each other. One person approached Demak and asked, "Hey, how about me?" Demak replied, "You have a beautiful body, all right." As everyone started forming pairs for the third test, Gwiyoung attempted to find a partner but was rejected by all. People whispered to each other, "Am I insane? That's the ghost shadow, Gwiyoung. Who would even want to go up against him?" Choi Yundeok remarked, "Gwiyoung, are you the only one left? It can't be helped then." His conversation was interrupted by Dami, who declared, "I will go up against Gwiyoung." Choi Yundeok questioned Dami's intentions, considering his state after enduring Yi Sun-mong's wickedness. He offered to let Dami pass the third test and focus on recovering. However, Dami insisted, saying, "No. Please let me fight with this fellow." Gwiyoung tried to dissuade him, suggesting they might win by default, but Dami continued, "Hey Gwiyoung, I heard you see the illusion of your sister who kicked the dirt because of the barbarian. Why, did your sister tell you not to fight or something?" Choi Yundeok decided, "It's fine. For this test, the two of you," Gwiyoung interrupted, saying, "I will do it with him. You'll never know, even if you die. The third round of tests began, showcasing two individuals engaged in an impressive fight, blocking each other's attacks. An onlooker exclaimed, "Wow, their movements are amazing!" Gwiyoung observed the fight, wondering to himself, "What are they doing right now?" Choi Yundeok intervened a little while later, shouting, "Stop!" Approaching them, he asked, "What are you two doing?" One of the individuals replied, "We're fighting." Curious, Choi Yundeok inquired, "Do you two know each other?" Both responded, "We've been friends since childhood." Choi Yundeok sighed and said, "You're both idiots. Are you kidding me? I told you to fight, not perform a choreographed martial arts routine. Fight to the death. That is Jayaktu, intense fighting." The third test then continued. After some time, Choi Yundeok approached Woong and asked, "What are you doing? It's not over yet. Has your opponent completely surrendered?" In response, Woong kicked his opponent in the face as they tried to get up. Jinwing declared, "The fourth contestant, Woong, wins." Witnessing this brutality, Demak commented, "That's brutal. Do they have to do that?" Demak continued, "I can understand Lee Sung-mong, but that nobleman isn't normal either." Jinwing then announced, "Well, the next match will be between Gwiyoung and Dami." Demak expressed concern to Gwiyoung, questioning if it was really okay for them to face the possibility of killing each other. In response, Gwiyoung smiled and moved forward. Jinwing then turned to Dami, asking if he was certain and suggesting that he could still withdraw from the match. Dami insisted that he was fine and wanted to face the ghost shadow, knowing it was a rare opportunity. Jinwing instructed them to take their positions and commence the fight. As the match began, Dami stood tall and took a deep breath. To his surprise, Gwiyoung swiftly approached, aiming a kick. Dami managed to evade it by ducking, wondering when Gwiyoung had made his move. Interrupting his thoughts, Gwiyoung questioned Dami about his motives, expressing that he didn't recall harming anyone in Joseon. Dami replied, noting that Gwiyoung didn't ask his sister. He swiftly rushed forward, employing the hip pull technique to bring Gwiyoung to the ground. Choi Yundeok recognized the move as Silam. Dami continued his assault, and onlookers observed that Gwiyoung seemed completely pinned down, unable to escape. As Gwiyoung and Dami continued their intense fight, Gwiyoung strategically targeted Dami's injured parts, exploiting weaknesses and delivering a relentless assault. Dami, recognizing Gwiyoung's tactics, acknowledged his opponent's skill and resilience. In a determined effort, Dami attempted to counter and knock Gwiyoung down, employing the hip pull technique. However, Gwiyoung anticipated the move, swiftly responding with a kick to Dami's face, followed by executing a hip pull that sent Dami crashing to the ground, coughing up blood. Choi Yundeok, observing Gwiyoung's ability to learn the hip pull after experiencing it once, expressed his surprise. Gwiyoung then approached Choi Yundeok, declaring that the fight was over and he wouldn't continue. However, Choi Yundeok disagreed, stating that it didn't seem finished and suggested continuing the fight with weapons. Gwiyoung questioned if that was the general's view of combat, and at that moment, Gwiyoung grabbed Choi Yundeok's sword, unsheathing it. Proclaiming that he would take it as permission to kill Dami, Gwiyoung prepared for the next phase of the intense battle. As the intense fight continued, Demak expressed his disbelief, describing the situation as being filled with lunatics and questioning the permissibility of using military spears. Dami addressed Gwiyoung as the ghost shadow, and Gwiyoung declared that he would consider it permission to kill Dami. However, Choi Yundeok objected, emphasizing that while weapons could be used, killing Dami was not allowed, and Gwiyoung should subdue him instead. Jinwoo expressed concern about the harshness of the situation, and Choi Yundeok explained that they were seeking informants and needed to gather information without killing everyone. Gwiyoung, following Choi Yundeok's instruction, dropped the sword, stating that he still didn't know how to avoid killing people with a sword and emphasized that he wouldn't kill any Joseon. Meanwhile, Dami recalled a memory from when his village was attacked by barbarians. He pleaded with his father to wake up and escape, but his father, resigned to the situation, expressed despair and a willingness to die together. The memory highlighted Dami's past experiences and the challenges he faced. A short time later, Dami's father were killed by barbarian. As he sit near his father's dead body, a passing barbarian took notice of Dami. Observing Dammy, one of the barbarians stated, "Hey, there's one more over there. Go search." The second barbarian inquired, "Which fool missed him?" The first barbarian instructed, "Bring him here. Didn't I tell you to bring all the young ones as slaves first?" The second barbarian then addressed Dammy, "Hey kid, you have to come with us." As they moved from Dammy's house, Dammy reflected, "This is all because of them. Because of them, mother and father, me too, and that kid in the same situation as me." Turning to glance at the other child, Dammy felt surprise and confusion at what unfolded. Hearing a noise from behind, the barbarian in front turned around and queried, "What are you doing? Get up! What happened?" Perceiving blood on the barbarian, confusion overcame him. Simultaneously, the child used a dagger to eliminate the barbarian. Dammy pondered, "What did I see just a while ago?" He witnessed Gwiyoung skillfully dispatch the barbarian. Shortly after, Dammy expressed gratitude, saying, "Thank you." "Who are you?" Gwiyoung responded, "Children, don't guard themselves. They easily let their guard down, these damn barbarians. If they are separated from the group, you can kill them. So don't die in a place like this, survive to kill more of them. To do that you need to stay alive." Dammy asked, "Stay alive? I really?" His discourse faced an interruption as Gwiyoung exclaimed, "You're here? I killed them all. It's okay, Dammy. I'm okay too, listen to your brother." This declaration left Dammy perplexed as he attempted to caution Gwiyoung. Gwiyoung, turning his attention to his sister, and said, "This is all for you too, Dammy, and he won't stop until I wipe out all the barbarians." Seizing Gwiyoung by the neck, a barbarian interrogated, "What is this situation? Is this all you're doing?" "No way! I don't know what you did, but you're all screwed, these slaves." Observing a nearby spear, Dammy swiftly moved to acquire it. Simultaneously, the barbarian declared, "That's why I said we should cut off all the Josians." Amidst coughs, Gwiyoung urged, "Kill them." This left the barbarian bewildered, prompting him to inquire, "What?" In that moment, Dammy leaped to eliminate the barbarian. Returning to the present, the intense battle between Gwiyoung and Dammy raged on. Gwiyoung cautioned, "Hey kid, killing is forbidden, you know. This is clearly a killing intent." In response, Dammy asserted, "Do it right, if you made me like this. If I had to keep living in this darn Josian." Initiating an attack, Dammy rushed towards Gwiyoung, who, in turn, seized the spear, attempting to choke Dammy with it. Gwiyoung declared, "Let's end this." Undeterred, Dammy insisted, "No. This is, do it right, like a ghost shadow." In reply, Gwiyoung clarified, "No, ghost shadow is only killing the damn barbarians." Dammy, finding amusement, started laughing. Gwiyoung questioned, "Are you laughing now?" Dammy responded, "Can't you tell, really?" Choi Yundiak announced, "Gwiyoung wins." The next match was set between Yangnu and Dumak. Yangnu, flexing his muscles, proclaimed, "Come on! Let's have a pure battle of strength and power! Open your muscles!" As Yangnu approached Dumak, he swung a wooden stick for an attack. Dumak remarked, "You who have a strong and beautiful body. The strength of a human is not in the body but in the intellect, knowing that it hurts even when hit by a rotten branch. That kind of intellect." Choi Yundiak declared, "I will announce the successful candidates for the third exam." The names he called out were Seduk, Chuk, Jangchen, Choikyungmin, Jangso, Chainryang, Gwiyoung, Dumak, and Dammy. He then instructed the remaining candidates to depart, leaving only the 9 who had passed. Informing them of the unique nature of the final and fourth test, he clarified that it was not a standard exam for selecting military officials but, instead, the King's Sword, a test to choose an informer. Later that night, the successful candidates convened for dinner, delving into discussions about the term informer and its role in infiltrating the enemy's territory for espionage. Jangchen contended that it wasn't spying but rather reconnaissance. Choi Kyungmin remarked on the unprecedented nature of the test tasks and noted the recruitment focus on individuals from the northern region. Admitting his anticipation of such circumstances from the start, considering his status as an ordinary government soldier, he shared his perspective. Expressing concern about the peril of entering the Yojin tribe's territory, Jangso inquired about survival strategies. Jangchen reassured him, highlighting the substantial compensation for informers, including a salary during army service. Moreover, if they served as informers for 5 years, they would be exempt from the remainder of their lifetime military service. Chuk stated. That's only meaningful if they're alive. What's the point if they die, right? Jangchen concurred, stating. Well, that is true, Seduk inquired. So, what are they going to do? General Choi Yundiak told them to choose whether to take the final test and become informers or give up and go back. They have to risk their lives for every mission, Damak asserted. I'll do it. What are they all talking about? Are they all delusional? Do they think it's really livable because the king is a sage and it's a peaceful era? They need to wake up. Are they all nobles or something? If they want to live like human beings in this country called Joseon, they have to be at least middle class, even if they can't be nobles. Originally, they wouldn't have dared to take this test. Do they think this opportunity will come again in their lifetime? Dying is scary, but I'm more afraid of living like a dog and dying without anything. So I'll do it, Jangso remarked. This guy, didn't he just have his first drink? Turning to Gwiyoung, Jangso asked, what about you? You're already famous for killing barbarians, Gwiyoung added. I am. As he drank alcohol, he also fell unconscious. All of them admitted that both of them are being drunkards. Changriang noted. Well, at least thanks to them, everyone seems to have made up their minds. Everyone feels the same, right? Stay where you are, unless you want to die, the barbarian explained. We managed to drive away the Joseon soldiers, but we don't have time to spare. We have to cross the river. The barbarian group leader countered. What are you talking about? We have to eat before we go, don't we? It's pointless to do all this and then die on an empty stomach. We'll eat and go, just eat, okay? Nothing will happen if you stay quiet, so don't do anything stupid. Bring me a lavish meal. The first barbarian thought, this is ridiculous, suggesting to eat after a reconnaissance mission. We don't know when the soldiers will catch up. Is he crazy? Jangso exclaimed. What is this? No matter how north it is, there are jerchins in the tavern. Chain Ryang interjected. That's not the point right now. If something goes wrong, people could get hurt or die. We have to do something. Jangchen asserted. No, let's just watch the situation. Moving recklessly could lead to a disaster. Dumak responded. What is this? It's obvious. Barbarian leader asked. What are you doing? He replied. My name is Dumak. Barbarian leader questioned. What are you saying? Didn't you hear what I said? Stay still, he declared. Remember me, Dumak, who loves Joseon more than anyone. Changriang exclaimed. Hey, what are you trying to do? If someone gets hurt or killed by this, Dumak whispered to Changriang. You're stupid. Don't you see? These guys are fake. They're not real jerchins. Changriang asked. What do you mean? Dumak continued with his whispers. Stupid. Think about it. How can it make sense that barbarians eat at a tavern in this place, even though this is the northern region? This is ultimately one of the informer test processes prepared from above, Barbarian stated. These guys are out of their mind, while attacking with his sword, which Dumak easily dodged. Dumak laughed and said, They're too easy to avoid, aren't they? They could have done it for real. Suppress these fake jerchin. Who else will do it if not us? My name is Jangchen. I am Wook, who protects Joseon. Remember my name, jerchin. Seduk disagreed, stating, No matter how I think about it, this is not a test. Barbarian leader exclaimed, These bastards, they're acting up because they want to take the test. I told you nothing would happen if they stayed quiet. This is the death you Joseon bastards brought. As he poised to swing his sword to kill the women, Gwiyoung thrust a broken wooden stick into his stomach, smirking as he said, Long time no see. The barbarian leader sneered. You are the ghost shadow. Gwiyoung swiftly killed him. Dumak stated. We can't really kill them. This is a test, one of the captured barbarians shouted. Gwiyoung, he's the ghost shadow. Gwiyoung questioned. What are you doing right now? These guys are jerchin. Kill them, another barbarian exclaimed. Damn it! Now that it's come to this. Die, all of you! Before the barbarian could harm any civilians, Gwiyoung swiftly decapitated him. Another barbarian rushed to attack Gwiyoung. Gwiyoung tightened his grip on his sword, countering the swing and beheading the barbarian. All the people thought to themselves, That guy, the guy who was with us until a while ago. As one barbarian attempted to flee, Gwiyoung prepared to strike him from behind, but he was interrupted by Yujong. He kicked Gwiyoung, scolding, Ghost Shadow, he knew your vulgarity would ruin everything. Dumak exclaimed, It's the supervisor. See, I was right, it's a test. Sejong muttered. Damn barbarians. Making Demok confused. Gwiyoung questioned. What are you doing? Why me? Sejong explained. There is a group of Yojin tribe who raid the villages around here frequently. They split from their main force and move their base often, so their trail is quickly lost. That's why the government office has been trying to catch them for a long time, but they always slipped away. So our informers have been chasing them for months, to wipe out those who ran away by cutting off their tails. We have to catch the ones who scout before the raid and find out their base. But you were trying to massacre the scouts. You almost ruined our months of preparation. Gwiyoung argued, threatening the Joseon people. Is it wrong to kill the barbarians in front of me? Sejong retorted. Don't be mistaken. Your madness is nothing special. It's just a stunt that's good to use once and then thrown away. The ghost shadow or whatever, everyone praises you, so you think you're something? Gwiyoung sighed. I don't know why you've been hostile to me from the beginning. Their conversation was interrupted by Demok, who said, Hey guys, don't fight and catch that guy, while pointing towards the barbarian who was trying to escape. As Sejong tried to catch the barbarian, Gwiyoung swung his sword to block the arrow directed at him by another barbarian. Seizing the opportunity, both barbarians managed to escape. Sejong exclaimed, You guys can't catch a single one. What are you doing? Damn it, barbarians! A little while later, Choi Yundeok arrived at the scene while examining the dead bodies. Choi Yundeok stated, So you, to let them go. Sejong apologized, saying, I'm sorry, it's my fault. Choi Yundeok turned to Gwiyoung and asked, Because you went crazy, Gwiyoung? Demok interjected. Well, Gwiyoung was a bit reckless. Meanwhile, Dami asked, What should we have done then? The Joseon people were threatened. Are you saying it was right to just watch in that situation? Sejong snapped. Who do you think you are talking back to now? Gwiyoung began to speak, but his words were interrupted by Choi Yundeok, who said, Well done. Although things went wrong, it's not entirely your fault. In the first place, the fault lies with the military officials who let them go. You deserve to be praised for protecting the Joseon people, no matter what anyone says. Though your actions may be right as a Joseon person, it was wrong as an informer. This is why I was worried about you. Choi Yundeok continued, An informer is not a killer but an observer. I'll ask you one thing. When you work as an informer, can you suppress your hatred for the Yojin tribe? Sejong exclaimed, It's impossible. Look at this guy. He goes crazy when he sees the Yojin tribe. Gwiyoung asked, Which side can kill more? Sejong inquired. What? Gwiyoung responded, Becoming a government soldier and killing the barbarians directly, or becoming an informer and creating opportunities to kill them. Which one do you think can kill more barbarians? Sejong exclaimed, What the hell is this arrogant nonsense? Kim Jang stated, If I have to choose, becoming an informer can kill a lot more barbarians, overwhelmingly. Sejong asked, Supervisor Jang, what are you saying? Choi Yundeok agreed. Yes, that is the informer. Gwiyoung declared, I'll do it. If it's a way to kill more barbarians, I'll do whatever it takes. Sejong shouted, Don't talk nonsense. Who do you think you are? Choi Yundeok announced, From now on, we'll divide the 9 applicants into 3 groups and assign 1 senior informer to each. Split into 3 directions and catch the barbarians who ran away. But don't kill them. They are scouts. We have to find out when and where they are aiming. From now on, we'll start the 4th and final test and the first mission as an informer. A little while later, Demok thought to himself, Damn it, why the hell did they make such an awkward group? It's so uncomfortable. I can't stand it. He then said aloud, It's getting dark already. It's the north after all. Right, and chuckled. Demok continued to think, Damn it. Get me out of here. Dami asked, Well, Jongnim, supervisor, what should I call you? Sejong replied, Call me leader. Dami responded, Yes, leader. Can I ask you a question? Sejong inquired, What is it? Dami asked, Why are you so rude to Gwiyoung? I mean, is there a reason for that? Demok thought, What a rude question, but I'm curious. Sejong replied, How ridiculous. You were the one who attacked him like crazy in the 3rd test, and now you're calling him by his name and defending him? Dami explained, Well, I misunderstood him. I thought he was not Gwiyoung anymore, but he was. Gwiyoung asked, What are you talking about? Dami said, Leader, you haven't answered yet. Demok laughed and said, We have to catch the barbarians soon. Sejong warned. Remember this. When you find them, if you try to show the same thing as you did in the tavern, then I'll really kill you. Sejong then said. Get down. Demak asked. Are they barbarians? They don't look like the ones from before, Sejong replied. As expected, there's a high possibility that their base is nearby. We have to be careful from now on. Follow them quietly and... He stopped talking as he noticed Gwiyoung standing up and asked, Gwiyoung, what are you doing? Meanwhile, Gwiyoung, filled with anger, glared at the barbarians. As he looked closely at the barbarian in front of him, he realized that it was the one who had killed his father, mother, and sister. Gwiyoung couldn't hold back and shouted, causing the rest of the group members to become nervous. Hearing the noise, the barbarian named Lee Hashu also turned around, only to find Gwiyoung rushing towards them to attack. Gwiyoung exclaimed, It has been 5 years. Do you remember me? Jinwoo warned, saying, Watch his steps. If he act like that, even the neighborhood beggars will know his location. Jangso replied, Yes, sir. In his thoughts, Jangso cursed, Damn it. He lost points for such a trivial thing. Jinwoo interrupted, stating, Hold on. Everyone take cover behind the trees. It seems to be one of the guys who ran away earlier. Good, from now on follow his instructions. Seeing one of them is missing, he inquired, Where is he? Jangso thinks this is his chance. He can't miss it. He have to act quickly and secure his position. Just as Jangso was about to catch the barbarian, an arrow struck him. Jinwoo realized it was a trap. Sejong exclaimed, Damn, falling for it like that. As Gwiyoung prepared to attack, he noticed an incoming arrow and dodged it. Lee Hashu commented, Wow, he dodged that. He is pretty good. Seeing that, Demak shouted, There's an ambush over there. There's no choice but to go out now. As Demak and Dami moved forward to attack barbarians, 3 arrows were about to hit them, but Sejong blocked them. Sejong stated, It seems like they fell into a trap. Demak inquired, A trap? Sejong pointed towards the barbarians that were hiding and shooting arrows. Meanwhile, Gwiyoung stood up and stated he asked him if he remember him. Lee Hashu inquired, What is he talking about? Who is he to ask him if he remember him or not? Gwiyoung stated he don't remember. 5 years ago he burnt and massacred his village and his family. Hashu inquired, 5 years ago? Did he ever come to Joseon then? Gwiyoung stated, Don't play dumb. Sejong attacked Hashu, but he easily blocked his attack. However, Sejong moved forward and kicked another barbarian in front of him. He said to his group, Let's break through. Follow him, Gwiyoung. He don't know how much he hate him, but if he don't want to drag all his comrades to hell, stop now. Hashu stated, How dare he? Do as he please. Meanwhile, Demak attacked him, but Hashu dodged it. Dami attacked him on the other side, landing a blow on Hashu. Taking advantage of the moment, Demak grabbed Gwiyoung's arm and stated, Let go, and started running after Sejong. To the surprise of all of them, the barbarians had already surrounded them. One of the barbarians exclaimed they must have chased them with their full force. Ghost Shadow, this is the price of the lives of their compatriots that he took. He will take it back with the lives of the ones next to him. Now he is really dead and prepared to launch an arrow. But instead he was hit by a rock. Following that, multiple rocks hit other barbarians. The barbarians shouted, Where is the rock coming from and who is throwing them? One of the barbarians looked around and stated, He is over there. Then they were hit from the opposite side. Hashu exclaimed, How can this be? What are they doing? Kill them all. Sejong thinks second team? His thoughts were interrupted when Kim Jang called out, Sejong over here. Sejong responded, Leader Kim Jang. Demak declared, The path is clear, everyone follow him. Gwiyoung, hurry. Let's go, you scoundrel. Stop it for now, they need to survive. Hashu commanded, Chase them. Don't let them go. Damn it all. As they were running away, Sejong inquired Leader Kim Jang what happened? How did he know they were in danger? Kim Jang replied, They have been following his team from the beginning. Sejong inquired why? Kim Jang explained they received information that the barbarians were coming down in groups. One of their team members sent a request for support. Their third team had too many risk factors including them. Sejong questioned, Then shouldn't they go support Leader Jinwoong's first team right away? Kim Jang responded, What? He really don't know anything. Do he know what his nickname is? He's called Yacha, so he don't have to worry about him. He's a monster. Then Gwiyoung stopped and tried to return back. However, Kim Jang hit him with a punch on the face and inquired, So is he satisfied? He met his enemy and poured out his emotions without hesitation. Does it feel good? At the cost of his comrades' lives. But he guessed he wasted his energy. His name is Lee Hashu. He's only been showing up in Joseon for about a year. Lee Hashu was not active in Joseon 5 years ago when Gwiyoung's village burned. Gwiyoung stated that can't be. It's definitely the same guy he remember. Kim Jang stated maybe. It's Lee Manju. He's his enemy. Lee Hashu's cousin and the leader of the Yojin tribe Lee Manju. Lee Hashu and Lee Manju look alike enough to be confused at a glance. Maybe Lee Hashu imitated Lee Manju. Meanwhile their talk was interrupted when Yujong stated leader Kim Jang, he is worried. Just looking at the scale of the Yojin people who attacked them earlier, isn't it right to go and support leader Jinwoong? Kim Jang stated geez, what did he say earlier? Jinwoong is a monster. He must have escaped by now. He has the most overwhelming skills with countless combat experiences. He's a skilled person who received the recognition of General Choi Yundeok with his pure strength. Trust him if not anyone else. He's Yacha. He won't die in a place like this. Meanwhile, Lee Manju obstructed the escape route of Team 1. After a prolonged battle, the victor emerged, with Lee Manju standing tall, holding Jinwoong's head in his hand. As Choi Yundeok observed the dead bodies, Kim Jang inquired Jinwoong if it was really him. Choi Yundeok then requested to be told everything in detail, wanting to know how it had happened. Jang So admitted that they were ambushed during the infiltration due to his negligence, but Jinwoong, the squad leader, had single-handedly slaughtered around a dozen barbarians. Kim Jang questioned why Jinwoong had returned in such a state and demanded to know what had happened. Jang So explained that one of the barbarians had arrived late, and Jinwoong had fought unbelievably, like a yiksha, but he was no match for that particular barbarian. He even coughed up some blood. Choi Yundeok inquired to be told who the barbarian was, to which Jang So replied that he didn't know, but the man had a huge frame and braided his hair in 3 strands, and the doctor confirmed that he had taken his last breath. Choi Yundeok acknowledged that this was how it had happened. Kim Jang then suggested that the person responsible was likely Lee Manju. Choi Yundeok agreed and decided to change the plan. According to the reports, the Yojin tribe had already descended to Joseon land in large numbers, indicating the presence of a main base nearby. Since they had engaged in such a battle, they must have felt threatened. Choi Yundeok ordered the mobilization of the entire army before dawn that night, with the objective of finding the Yojin tribe before they could cross the river and escape. He emphasized that there was no need to capture them alive, and instructed his men to kill them all on sight and bring him Lee Manju's head. Kim Jang stated, General, they are good at ambushes. If they rush too much, they might have more deaths. Choi Yundeok stated they have to find them right now. Jinwoong's soul has departed, on its way to the underworld. Turning to the informer group, Kim Jang stated they all heard it. Our mission is very important now. They have to find their base within 1 hour. First, Gwiyoung, he is excluded from this mission. He have no complaints, right? The rest he will rearrange the squads. 7 of them excluding Gwiyoung. His talk was interrupted by Choi Yundeok, who stated, wait. Informers, there's something they have to do for him. At the barbarian main camp, Lee Hashu stated, damn it all. How can he not catch one guy? And, what? The vanguard was completely wiped out by one guy. Ahab stated he was like a monster. They called him Yiksha or something. They had no chance even if they attacked him at the same time. Lee Hashu exclaimed, you bastards, no matter what, they have more numbers. As he entered the tent, the leader of the Yojin tribe, Lee Manju, stated he came, still using those vulgar words skillfully. Lee Hashu stated, brother, how did he come here? Lee Manju stated he was curious about how their brother was doing, so he came to see. He was trying to break free from his shadow, but he wondered if it was worth it. Based on what he heard on the way, it seemed like things were not going well. Ahab informed Lee Manju that they were doing well, but the people they encountered that day were peculiar and bizarre. Lee Manju inquired what he meant by bizarre. Ahab explained that there was a monster among the Joseon army who had single-handedly slaughtered them all. It was like seeing a yiksha. Lee Manju smiled and surprised both of them by throwing the head of Jinwoong in front of them. Ahab identified Jinwoong as the yiksha from before. Lee Manju suggested hanging his head in a visible place to demoralize the kids. Lee Hashu inquired who Jinwoong was. Lee Manju revealed that he was a special soldier of Joseon, and if they found out, their current location wouldn't be safe. He instructed them to cross the river and return to the camp before dawn. Lee Hashu protested, saying it was impossible as they were close to achieving their goal of eating yoyoing. Lee Manju dismissed the importance of yoyoing, stating that it was merely for future plans. He advised waiting for winter when the Joseon army would be less active, and not to recklessly kill inexperienced kids for nothing. Lee Hashu stated, no, brother. He told him that he would show him. Just give him 1 day and he will. Their discussion were interrupted by Ahab, who stated, listen to the leader. The conquest of Yoyon, the place he mentioned, can be done again in winter. Lee Manju inquired what's his name. He replied, "Sir, he is Ahab." Li Manju remarked, "He is unlucky," which confused Ahab, who asked for clarification. In the next moment, Li Manju killed Ahab while saying he came all the way here and heard something he shouldn't have. Turning to Hasha, Li Manju stated, "It seems that Josian has an informer too. Don't tell the others about the main information on the conquest. Remember this, he have to kill anyone who might leak the information without hesitation." At that moment both heard a sound from outside their tent. Exiting the tent, Hasha inquired, "What the hell is this noise?" They both saw soldiers rushing and killing the barbarians. Seeing this, Li Manju jumped onto a horse and said, "These guys are already here. They're faster than he thinks. Get on the horses. Take only the useful ones and cross the river right away." At that moment Li Manju detected an arrow aimed at him, attempting to evade but ultimately getting grazed. Turning swiftly to locate the source, he found Choi Yundeok atop the hill with a bow. Startled, Li Manju instructed Hasha mount the horses quickly. If Choi Yundeok pursues, there's no hope. They are crossing the river immediately. Hasha hesitated, suggesting, "Brother, he can't leave. He will stay behind," and Li Manju cut his talk off, sternly stating, "Shut up." He told him to get on the horse. Hasha complied and Li Manju ordered, "Let's go." They departed the camp as Choi Yundeok observed from the hill. Hasha expressed remorse, saying, "Brother, he is sorry. He tried to do well, but..." Li Manju interrupted, reassuring him he is talking nonsense. As long as he is alive, he will have plenty of opportunities, so don't worry. Suddenly a rock hurtled toward Li Manju, whom he skillfully caught with his hand. The scene shifted to Choi Yundeok outlining a plan. There's something they have to do for him. Even if he attack their base and find it, given the barbarians' expected size, they might miss Li Manju. Informers divide into 4 groups of 2 surround the base. If they miss him, the nearest group will track him first. The test is over now. They are now informers. Alright, he will assign the groups. Gwiyoung and Gwiyoung, Sejong and Demak, Changryong, and so on. In the current scene, Changryong exclaimed, "Impressive, he caught that." Li Manju puzzled, inquiring, "Caught what?" Changryong observed, "He have seen people dodge, but catching it is a first. The boss is the boss, he guess." Meanwhile, he crushing the rock with his hand. Remarked, "He have got a funny and trivial skill." Playfully, Changryong inquired, interested in seeing another skill. Suddenly Gwiyoung rushed and launching an attack on Li Manju from behind. Gwiyoung declared, "This time it's the real deal. He is son of a bitch." Attempting to face Gwiyoung, Li Manju found himself thwarted as Gwiyoung swiftly cut the legs of the horse he was riding. Hasha, reacting fiercely, rushed to attack Gwiyoung, threatening he really want to die, returning on his own feet. "You bastard. He will cut off his head too." Yet a sudden impact from a rock struck Hasha, causing him to momentarily pause his assault. Meanwhile, Changryong redirected attention, stating, "Where is he looking? He is his opponent." Attempting another rock throw, Changryong's throwing hand got pierced by an arrow. Seizing the opportunity, Gwiyoung advanced toward Li Manju, who unsheathed his sword. In a clash, both swung their swords, resulting in Gwiyoung's sword shattering upon impact. Observing this, Changryong wondered that barbarian broke Gwiyoung's sword with one hit. How is that possible? Gwiyoung shockingly looked at his broken sword. With a crackling sound, Li Manju's sword also broken in pieces. He started laughing, saying, "This is fun." His laughter ceased when Gwiyoung questioned, "Do he remember him? The village he burned 5 years ago. His parents, his sister, and all of them. Do he remember?" Dismissing it, Hasha retorted, "This bastard is talking nonsense again. Who would remember such things? He think he did remember someone or something like that." Li Manju remarked, "Muchang 5 years ago in winter at Muchang. Was he the kid hit by a fire arrow while crossing the river?" He had occasionally pondered if the child had survived only to find him back. Inquiring further, Li Manju inquired, "Was the kid with him is his sister?" Gwiyoung, filled with rage, charged forward as Changryong tossed a sword to him. Catching it, Gwiyoung attacked Li Manju, who defended himself with the broken sword. In the midst of the confrontation, Gwiyoung questioned, "Do he remember everything?" cruelly. Li Manju affirmed, "Of course, he remember everything. Pity for the poor souls who died for the sins of being born as Josian." Pushing Gwiyoung back, Li Manju hurled the broken sword at him, which Gwiyoung blocked with his sword. Seizing the momentary distraction, Li Manju rushed forward, grabbing Gwiyoung's sword with his hand, and remarked, "Impressive in that freezing cold. He survived falling into the river and came this far." Witnessing this, Changryong intervened, also rushing to attack Li Manju, exclaiming, "Stop it, you barbarian bastard." In a swift movement, Li Manju caught Changryong midair and hurled him at Gwiyoung. The collision sent both of them crashing to the ground. Asserting his resolve, Li Manju declared, "To come this far with that small spark of life he saved in his young age, he salute him. But he won't let him go this time. He won't leave any spark of life. He will put them all out." Changryong surprisingly remarked, "Damn, It all, he's really a monster. Husha, concerned, shouted, "Brother, be careful," as he saw an arrow directed at Lee Manju. Dodging an incoming arrow, Lee Manju addressed Gwiyoung, stating he is really lucky, instructing Husha to get back on the horse, and he ran towards the oncoming group. Dumak questioned, "Is he crazy? Why is he coming this way?" Lee Manju leaped into the air, landing on Dumak's back. Seizing Dumak's dagger, he plunged it into Dumak's stomach. Sejong reacted, exclaiming, "You bastard!" Lee Manju assured he can save him if he take him right away, and threw Dumak from the horse. Urging Husha, he ordered, "Let's go quickly." Curious, Husha suggested, "Brother, there are only a few of them. Why not kill them all and go?" Lee Manju responded, "Being caught twice means that the whole Joseon army will be coming soon. Let's go." Husha remarked, "They are really lucky bastards." Gwiyoung observed, thinking they were just strong, but they fly around like crazy. It was like a tiger running around. Glancing at Gwiyoung, that is lying next to on the ground, he inquired, "Is he okay?" Meanwhile, Sejong, worried about Dumak, exclaimed, "Hey Dumak, don't lose consciousness. Keep his eyes open." At that moment, Sungmong arrived at the scene. Meanwhile, Gwiyoung reflected, 5 years. It's been 5 years. He have been looking forward to meeting him, living with the sound of ghosts in his ears. But what is the ghost shadow? It's shameful. The emotion he felt when he met him. Fear was mixed in it. Approaching Gwiyoung, Sungmong questioned, "What is he doing lying down? Everyone is in a mess. Did they get this messed up by one guy? Was that barbarian bastard that powerful? No, is he whining like a baby? He is supposed to be the ghost shadow. This is disappointing." Gwiyoung inquired, "Is this General Sungmong?" Gwiyoung confirmed, "Yes, he is Sungmong." Sungmong commanded he bring one horse from over there. "Let's go, Gwiyoung. He will scold him." "No, he will kill him." In the prison, Sungmong requested guard to bring him a bottle of liquor. The guard replied, "Yes, General." Sungmong expressed his frustration, stating they really don't listen to him. Choi Yundeok approached and commented he is really something too. Even though he is in this state because of alcohol, he still want more alcohol. Sungmong quickly sat in a respectful manner and stated, "General, isn't this enough? He will stop drinking. His fox-like wife and rabbit-like children are waiting for him." Choi Yundeok remarked he is probably going to the brothel and proceeded to open the prison gate, stating, "Come out." Sungmong inquired if he really came out, to which Choi Yundeok stated he found the Yojin tribe and Lee Manju. The informer and the soldiers will soon go out to subdue them. Come out and do his job. That's the only way he can atone as a bastard and dedicate himself. In the present, Gwiyoung inquired, "Is this General Sungmong?" and apologized. Sungmong stated, "Let's go, Gwiyoung. He will scold him. No, he will kill him for you." Kim Jang appeared at the scene and inquired, "Is that General Sungmong? How did he get here, General?" Sungmong replied, "He came just in time. His name is Kim Jang. Hurry up, clean up, and come with him." Demi quickly approached Gwiyoung and inquired what happened. "Why is he like this?" Kim Jang ordered Gwiyoung and Dumak to go back and get the reward, while Sejong was asked to come with them. Meanwhile, Sungmong inquired, "Hey Ghost Shadow, what do he want? Do he want to come with them or what? Just pretend nothing happened and go back to his hometown and live quietly from now on." Personally, he did like to recommend the latter. Do he think he can live with his conscience? At that moment, Husha and Lee Manju were stopped by a group of their fellow barbarians. The group leader of the barbarians inquired, "He is here. The boat to cross the river is ready." Lee Manju replied, "Yes, the Joseon troops will be chasing them soon." The group leader suggested that there were 2 roads ahead, so they should split up and ambush their enemies. They planned to distract the enemies and buy some time before following them. The leader instructed Lee Manju and another person to go ahead. Lee Manju agreed to the plan and asked if the spark between them could be reignited. Kim Jang, addressing General Sungmong, pointed out that there were 2 roads in front and suggested splitting the group. General Sungmong agreed and decided that 4 people would go to the left while he would go to the right, surprising the others with his decision. Kim Jang tried to continue the conversation, but Sungmong interrupted, questioning why they wanted to go with him since he couldn't protect them and fight at the same time. He then shouted that both sides of the road led to the river and said they would meet again. A little later, Sungmong thought about what the future held for him as he gazed at the sky, moonlight obscured by trees and the path dark. Suddenly multiple arrows were launched towards Sungmong, followed by splatters of blood. One of the barbarians wondered why there was only one person attacking them, while another commented that they were being underestimated. A third barbarian inquired if they hit Sungmong, but the second barbarian couldn't see well due to the darkness. The third barbarian warned them to stay focused and keep aiming. The second barbarian questioned why they were so tense since it was just one person, but the third barbarian replied that those who spoke like the second barbarian were usually the first to die. Yi Sun Mong then decapitated the third barbarian and asked if it was a hit or a miss. He looked around and asked where Li Manju was wearing a sinister smile, and he inquired where is Li Manju. The second barbarian quickly prepared to launch an arrow, but Yi Sun Mong swiftly killed him. Meanwhile, the other barbarians shot arrows at the spots where Yi Sun Mong appeared, but he quickly disappeared into the darkness. Yi Sun Mong shouted, "Well, he will see for himself," as the other barbarians became fearful. One barbarian inquired, "Where is he?" The second barbarian calmly responded, "Don't panic and calm down," as Yi Sun Mong's hand appeared from behind and broke his neck. The remaining barbarian became frightened and one of them exclaimed, "Damn it, what are they doing? Catch him and kill him." The second barbarian inquired, "Which way is he?" Yi Sun Mong replied choosing the darkness was their downfall and beheaded 3 barbarians in a moment. The group leader dropped to his knees and thought it was a matter of seconds. The moment the arrows flew and he figured out their positions. At that moment Yi Sun Mong approached him and beheaded him. Yi Sun Mong stated, "Looks like a miss. Li Manju must be with Gwiyoung's side. He wonder if he can catch him?" Meanwhile at Gwiyoung's side, Sejong shouted, "It's Li Manju and Hashu." Kim Jang exclaimed, "They can't let them go. Catch them at all costs." Gwiyoung thinks he have to pay them back for Dongyi's sake and for that humiliation. Li Manju exclaimed, "He is a little late, kids," and commanded the nearby hidden barbarian to shoot. The barbarian released 4 arrows. One struck Kim Jang's horse, another was evaded by Sejong. The third was grabbed by Gwiyoung with his left hand and the fourth hit Dami, causing Kim Jang and Dami to crash to the ground. Meanwhile Gwiyoung and Sejong rushed forward. One of the barbarians shouted, "Don't let them go. Catch them." But the barbarians were struck by arrows launched by Kim Jang and Dami. Kim Jang ordered, "Go hold them until General Yi Sun Mong arrives. Gwiyoung thinks he will catch them somehow." Sejong stated, "Hey Gwiyoung, it's impossible for them two to catch those 2 guys." As leader, Kim Jang stated the goal is to hold them until General Yi Sun Mong arrives. Gwiyoung replied, "No, he will do it somehow." Sejong sternly commanded, "Listen to him, suppress his reckless nature for once and try to cooperate. Then they can catch them. Think about the outcome. They can reach them now. Get ready." And then both of them stood on the edge and jumped forward towards the boat. Li Manju retorted, "They are persistent, but what can he do about it?" As he grabbed Sejong in midair, but Sejong managed to free himself and quickly locked his arm with his body, leaving Li Manju confused about what he was trying to do. Then Sejong shouted Gwiyoung's name. Gwiyoung landed forcefully on one side of the boat, causing them to lose balance and fall. With a smile, Sejong confidently stated, "Not yet. The person who will kill him is coming right now. Until then, wait." And the boat flipped to the side, causing all of them to fall into the water. Hashu was the first to come to the water's surface and shouted, "These bastards! He can't swim!" Meanwhile, Sejong emerged from the water and grabbed Li Manju from behind, stating he told him to wait. He won't let him go. However, Li Manju grabbed him with one hand and pushed him underneath the water. Surprised, Sejong thinks, "Damn, what kind of power is this?" Li Manju remarked, "It's been fun to chase, but it's getting a bit troublesome at this point." Sejong wondered, where is Gwiyoung? Then he saw Gwiyoung diving deep into the water. From Gwiyoung's perspective, he realized he was a little too far to catch his sister and prevent her from drowning. He fully extended his hand in front of him to catch his sister. Seeing Gwiyoung diving deeper into the water, Sejong thinks, what the hell is that kid doing right now? What is he doing, damn it? He can't breathe now. Meanwhile, Dami kicked Li Manju, causing him to release Sejong. Sejong emerged from underneath the water and took a breath. Dami tried to attack Li Manju, but Li Manju punched him in the face. At that moment on the shore, Kim Jang shouted Manju's name, grabbing his attention and preparing to launch an arrow. However, Li Manju quickly grabbed Sejong and shielded himself with a grin, causing Kim Jang to stop launching any arrows. Sejong thinks, how can he be so powerless? At that instant, Gwiyoung emerged for a breath before plunging back beneath the water's surface. Seeing this, Kim Jang wondered, what is he doing right now? On the other hand, Gwiyoung called out his sister's name and believed he wouldn't lose her this time. At the same time, 2 arrows were launched at Kim Jang, which he managed to dodge. He shouted, what is that kid doing right now? Meanwhile, 2 barbarian boats approached Li Manju. One of the barbarians asked, "Leader, is he alright?" Li Manju ordered, "Hashu is over there, save him." One boat moved towards Li Manju, while the other headed towards Hashu to rescue him. The barbarian group leader asked Manju, "Get on board." Li Manju urgently exclaimed, "Get Hashu out of the water, hurry." On the second boat, the barbarians swiftly helped Hwashu onto the boat as Hwashu cursed Gwiyoung and Sejong. Sejong expressed frustration, stating shit to see them escape like this. The barbarian inquired, is he okay? Lee Manju responded, he is fine, let's go. Hwashu questioned, shouldn't they finish them off? Lee Manju replied, the Joseon army will be here soon, so hurry. Hwashu insisted, brother, it will only take a moment. Let's wipe them all out. At that moment, Lee Soon-mong jumped into the boat, and the barbarian inquired, who is he? However, Lee Soon-mong swiftly severed his head and stated, well, he finally caught up with him. Hwashu exclaimed, he's a bastard. Where did he come from? Does he even know who he's swinging his sword at? Soon-mong inquired, isn't he? Is Lee Manju right? Hwashu asked, what is he talking about? Kim Jang shouted, General Lee Soon-mong. He's not the one. Lee Manju is over there. The barbarian informed Lee Manju, Hwashu has been captured. What should they do? Should they turn the ship around? Lee Manju remained silent and noticed an oar in the boat. Lee Soon-mong questioned, if he is not Lee Manju, then who is he? Hwashu shouted, you damn bastard. Kim Jang clarified, he's Lee Manju's cousin, Lee Hwashu. Lee Soon-mong remarked, really his cousin? He guessed they missed Lee Manju. Then they will have to take him as a hostage. Hwashu yelled, you bastard. Yes, he is the commander of the Jurchen, Lee Manju's cousin, and his name is Lee Hwashu. Suddenly Lee Manju launched the oar towards them. Kim Jang warned General, watch out, as the oar pierced through Hwashu, leaving him confused and Lee Soon-mong surprised. Hwashu dropped dead into the water, shocking all the onlookers. Lee Soon-mong exclaimed, look at this, what an interesting guy. Kim Jang approached and asked the general, is he alright? What the hell is this? Lee Soon-mong reassured, of course he is fine. He wasn't aiming at him. He decided it was impossible to save him, so he killed him with his own hands. Maybe he wanted to prevent any information leak. He's a clever individual with overwhelming power, strategy, and a decisive and cold-hearted situational assessment. It would have been a relief if they killed him right now, as he have heard he's a dangerous guy. But where is Gwiyoung? Is he dead? Meanwhile, Gwiyoung was still chasing after his sister's illusion. Then Dammi pulled Gwiyoung out from underneath the water and asked, what the hell is he doing? Gwiyoung shouted, he have to save her. He have to save his sister. Dammi questioned, what did he say? Gwiyoung replied, Dongi is in there. He have to save her somehow. This time he have to save Dongi no matter what. Dammi urged, snap out of it. Gwiyoung calm down and get himself together. His sister died 5 years ago. He know that by now. What he saw was an illusion. It's not real. His sister is dead. He already realized that Dongi he saw was an illusion, right? Gwiyoung quickly swam towards the shore, coughing as he tried to get out of the water. At that moment the main force arrived at the scene. After realizing that Dongi was an illusion when he came to his senses, the emotion that overwhelmed Gwiyoung was fear. If he went into the water, he would see his dead sister Dongi. He couldn't forget his sister's death, which he had tried so hard to avoid. The informer, who was afraid of water, had his selection test messed up. Isn't it screwed up? Then the scene shifted to a forest where barbarians shouted, catch him. Don't let him go. As Demak ran away, he was barely missed by the arrows. Demak thinks, damn it all. He is dead this time, he is really going to die. Then Sejong quickly pulled him into hiding. The barbarians that followed him said to each other, where did he go? One barbarian ordered search everywhere. It must have been one of those Joseon bastards. Don't lose him, find him. Shortly after, Sejong declared that he was foolish and he told him to follow him well. Gwiyoung stated, they are over here, so let's go. He stated, wow, he thinks he was really going to die this time. Gwiyoung inquired, is he okay, Demak? Sejong inquired, he hoped no one is seriously injured? Demak replied, surprisingly he is fine. Gwiyoung stated he is also fine. Sejong questioned, Dammi, is not he going to answer? Gwiyoung asked, Dammi, can he stop being so angry right now? It's not Sejong's fault that Gwiyoung ended up like that. Sejong stated he don't care how he feel, just don't interfere with the mission. Demak stated he was called the Ghost Shadow. He was an amazing guy. Isn't it a waste of talent to end up like that? Then the scene shifted to when General Choi Yundeok arrived with the main force. An informer who is afraid of water, is this hopeless? Choi Yundeok inquired about the situation, and where is Lee Manju? Kim Jang stated they lost him. As he can see, Lee Manju himself killed Hwashu. His talk was interrupted as Sejong shouted in frustration, Gwiyoung, if he had done his part properly, they wouldn't have lost Lee Manju. Choi Yundeok grabbed Gwiyoung and threw him into the water, but he quickly came out trembling. Choi Yundeok stated, go back. They don't need an informer who can't even cross the river. He is just wasting his precious life. Go back and forget what happened here and live his life. Gwiyoung pleaded, General, no. He can't do it. Please, he will do anything. Just give him a chance. In the present, Gwiyoung stated that even if he is the one agrees to do anything, cleaning up horse dung is too much. Dimok shouted his name from behind, exclaiming that it was ridiculous to waste someone with such skills on such a task and lock him up in the stable. He believed it was too much, and considered it a national loss. Gwiyoung replied appreciating Dimok's words but requesting that if he sympathized, he should at least look Gwiyoung in the face. Dimok expressed his desire to do so, but feared losing his informer qualification if he spoke freely. Dami asked if Gwiyoung was still not over it, and if he still saw his sister in the water. Changryong questioned why Gwiyoung was trying so hard and he himself risking his life only for a better fate, but as he believed Gwiyoung had other ways to live. Gwiyoung was about to respond but his words were interrupted by Yujong shouting. He warned against talking to Gwiyoung and ordered everyone to disperse. Dami shouted that it was too much and questioned if he was not even comrades anymore. Yujong asked who was a comrade and questioned if Gwiyoung was an informer. He emphasized that the information informers handle is top secret and should not be known by ordinary people. He doubted that the information would not leak out if they chattered among themselves. Dami then punched Yujong and criticized his rudeness. As Yujong retaliated, Dimok intervened and urged the leader to calm down. In November 1432 in Pyongan Province, Yoyan County, Dami commented on Yujong's hot-headedness. Dimok asked about Dami's own hot-headedness that led to a death threat out of nowhere, reminding Dami that Yujong was still there. Superior. Dami defended his actions, stating that he couldn't stay still when Yujong was talking like that. Changryong laughed and advised everyone to calm down. Gwiyoung questioned Dimok why he was getting involved for no reason. Dimok replied Yujong didn't say anything wrong. He have felt it for a long time, but he's especially harsh to Gwiyoung, right? Changryong laughed and stated but in the end he let them go out together. Dami agreed, stating that's true, but having to get permission to hang out is annoying. Turning to Gwiyoung, he stated if he become an informer, everything will be solved. He can do it, right? Gwiyoung hesitated and replied well. However, their conversation was interrupted by Dimok, who stated anyway he is in a bad mood. Let's go for a drink. Dami responded he will pass out after one sip. What drinking is he talking about? Suddenly they noticed that villagers were hitting a girl. Upon seeing the girl's face, Dimok asked how can this injustice happen? He have to help. Changryong reminded him, did he forget boss? They can't get involved in any village matters. Dimok expressed his desire to help but Dami cautioned, yeah, if they get mixed up in this they might really lose their spy qualification. At that moment Gwiyoung approached the villagers and kicked one of them. What the hell are they doing? One of the villagers insulted Gwiyoung, stating hey, he look like an immigrant. Mind his own business and get lost. Another villager threatened if he don't wanna die don't butt in for no reason and get himself killed. If he know what kind of bitch she is, he won't even think about stopping it. Gwiyoung punched the villager and exclaimed shut up, he don't want to know. Dimok reprimanded him, saying hey bastard, didn't he hear what Changryong said? They can't get involved in village matters. Gwiyoung questioned what is he talking about. That's your informer talk. Dimok reluctantly agreed, saying okay. Two villagers rushed to attack, shouting where did you come from, you bastard? However, Gwiyoung swiftly kicked both of them, defending himself. Another villager tried to strike Gwiyoung with a clay pot, but Changryong intercepted it by throwing a rock, shattering the pot. Dami, taken aback by the unexpected turn of events, exclaimed he just did what leader specifically asked them not to do. Meanwhile, Gwiyoung managed to subdue one more villager and declared, whether this woman is low-born or in a difficult situation, these adults are ganging up against a young woman, and said to the girl, get up, let's go. Gwiyoung pondered maybe if Dongi was still alive she would be of her age, as both of them moved away. Dimok thinks that guy Gwiyoung, he was more daring than he thought. As expected, the brave ones get the beauties. Then the old woman shouted, what are they all doing? How can they just let that bitch go? Dimok expressed his frustration, stating he really wanted it to end quickly. They are too much. Why is she doing this? If she have a grudge, she should settle it quietly, not like this in a group. The old woman retorted she is a barbarian. That girl is not Joseon. She is a migrated Jurchen. The term naturalized Jurchen, also known as naturalized Yain, refers to Jurchens who have undergone the process of naturalization in Joseon. In addition to Jurchens, there were also many other individuals from various backgrounds who became naturalized citizens of Joseon, including Japanese, Thais, and others. This inclusive policy was implemented by the king of Joseon as a means to stabilize the northern region. Among the measures devised by Joseon to achieve this goal was the encouragement of Jurchens to naturalize. Those who attempted to invade Joseon from across the border would face severe punishment, but those Jurchens who wished to live as Joseon citizens were welcomed and accepted, in accordance with the principle of transforming barbarians into civilized people. Haria naturalized. Jurchen was one of those who chose to become a citizen of Joseon. While most naturalized Jurchens settled near Hanyang, Hari decided to reside in the northern part of Joseon. Unfortunately, Hari's village was constantly subjected to raids by Jurchens for reasons unknown. A short while later, as they walked together near the outer wall of the village, Hari spoke in a formal tone, saying, "Please, release your grip," and proceeded to punch him. Hari added, "Why is he holding her hand so tightly? It hurts." Continuing the conversation, Hari remarked, "In Joseon, men and women have different behaviors. She appreciates his assistance, but she is afraid she cannot offer anything in return. She do not know what he expected from him." Gwiyoung replied calmly he did not have any expectations. However, he must say, she seemed different from before. Hari asked, "What can she do? If she do not appear pitiful, she might truly face dire consequences." Gwiyoung acknowledged indeed she possessed intelligence and courage. Well done. Moreover, the more he observed her, the more she resembled her. Perplexed, Hari inquired why do he wear such a sorrowful expression when he looked at her. Gwiyoung chuckled and changed the subject, saying, "But why were people treating her in such a manner?" Hari responded, "Because she is considered a barbarian." Confused, Gwiyoung inquired, "What is she referring to?" Hari clarified, "She is a naturalized Jurchen who became a citizen of Joseon. That is what she is. She engaged in the sale of information to barbarians. She wore the mask of a Joseon citizen while betraying her country, making her a despicable individual." In anger, Gwiyoung inquired, "Now what is she talking about?" Hari replied, "Why? Does he regret saving her, and he maybe wishes he had thrown stones with them?" Gwiyoung stated, "Stop, he understands, so just stop. Shut his mouth. With that face and that expression, she shouldn't say that." Gwiyoung turned around and exclaiming, "If what she is saying is true, she should leave this place immediately, because next time he will ignore her even if she is in danger." A little later, near the lake, Gwiyoung thinks Dongi is gone. What did he expect from her? He doesn't need to think of her as Dongi. She died 5 years ago. He knows that. Yeah, Dongi is gone now. He accepts that. So that's just an illusion. An illusion born from his guilt. It's not real. He needs to overcome it. As he tried to get into the water, he was overwhelmed with past memories. Fearful, he dropped to his knees and started crying, unable to proceed. Hari kicked him from behind. Gwiyoung turned around as he fell and saw Hari, wondering why she was there. Kim Jang inquired, "A spy of barbarians?" Yu Jong replied, "Yes, that's what their members heard when they went to the village." Kim Jang stated, "So that Hari woman, the naturalized Jurchen, every village she goes to the barbarians raid?" Dami stated, "Yes, it could be just a rumor, but he thinks he should report it to him." Chainryong intervened, stating, "No, wait, aren't they pushing too hard without any evidence? Isn't it true that the northern region is a place where barbarian raids happen all the time?" Yujong added, "The villagers are convinced that she is a spy and are afraid of her." Kim Jang acknowledged that, saying yes, he understand what he is saying. Chainryong continued, "It's just a rumor. Damn you, this man is too paranoid reporting on something trivial." Kim Jang stated, "Good job. He is becoming more qualified as he undertake more missions. Doubting is considered the first virtue of an informer." The individual in question is named Kai, a Jurchen who has been naturalized and goes by the name Hari in Joseon style. They have been monitoring her activities since her arrival in this village. Demok inquired, "But isn't that excessive? To base their actions solely on suspicion without any concrete evidence?" Kim Jang responded, "Doubt is necessary even if it is only suspicion. They at the very least must do so. Those who have naturalized into Joseon from barbarian origins are still considered barbarians. They are their enemies and the primary reason why informers were established. One must not trust any barbarian, as it may ultimately lead to the loss of one's life." As Gwiyoung fell into the water, he exclaimed something and hastily pulled himself out, trembling. Filled with anger, Gwiyoung demanded what on earth was she doing. She replied he appeared to be cold and rigid. She acted out of concern when she saw him trembling in front of the water. Why did he resist entering the water? He seemed desperate, so she assisted her. Due to the cold, Gwiyoung coughed on Hari, causing him to release his grip, but Hari labeled him a filthy bastard. Meanwhile, an individual concealed himself behind a tree, observing their interaction. A short while later, Hari ignited a fire and questioned, "Is he foolish? It is nearly a full moon. How did he expect to be fine after immersing himself in the frigid waters of the north?" Gwiyoung replied she dropped him. She retorted he insisted on going in. He then inquired why did she follow him. She explained she have nowhere else to go. Why do he despise her for accompanying him, simply because she is considered a barbarian? Gwiyoung clarified no, that is not the issue. He is uncertain how to treat her. She is a Joseon individual, yet she possessed barbarian lineage. She stated she is a Joseon person. She is a naturalized Jurchen, a legitimate Joseon person. She resides in this northern region, just like him. She is a Joseon person who endures the hardships of barbarian raids and wanders about. Initially there were numerous Joseon people who fled together to evade the barbarians. They supported and consoled one another, sharing both life and death. However, as the raids persisted, all the people she was with perished. She was fortunate as the people she was with provided immense assistance. She survived alone. Subsequently, she acquired a peculiar label. She is a spy of the barbarians. She is a harbinger of disaster. Wherever she goes, barbarian raids occur. Being a Joseon person with barbarian blood, that is the treatment she receives for surviving in this place. Truly, he is speaking illogical words. Simply dismiss it as a rant. Her name is Hari. She inquired about his name. He responded stating that his name is Gwiyoung. She expressed remorse, saying apologies. She desired to converse with someone. She felt slightly wrong. However, by chance she noticed him. Next time she will lend an ear to his stories. He appeared to possess numerous tales as well. Shall they meet again in the future? As she turned to depart, Gwiyoung uttered, "Be prepared. His story is quite lengthy. She will need to set aside a significant amount of time to listen." She, wearing a smile, replied, "Let they meet again." Shortly after, as she made her way back to the village, the individual who had previously been spying on her pondered, "These young ones are truly pitiful. They cannot even provide for themselves, yet they persist in following him." However, today's events were somewhat successful. He shall report this account to his superiors, and it shall serve as a valuable reference. After all, that young child is an informant. The individual became startled as she, who had been right in front of him a moment ago, was nowhere to be found. He wondered where she had gone. Meanwhile, she approached him from behind. Kim Jang shouted Gwiyoung's name and inquired, "Where is Gwiyoung?" Gwiyoung turned around and questioned, "What is it?" Kim Jang questioned, "Is it true that he was with a woman named Hari 2 days ago?" Gwiyoung responded, "Yes, he was with her." Kim Jang inquired, "Did Gwiyoung discuss anything related to the informer?" Gwiyoung stated yes. Sejong turned to Dami and stated that's why he told him not to be with Gwiyoung. Dami questioned, "What does that have to do with the situation now?" Dami kept his promise to him, and didn't tell Gwiyoung anything related to the informer mission. "Isn't that enough?" Sejong stated, "No, it's not just the mission, but the existence of the informer itself can't be revealed." Dami stated, "Even if he weren't with them, that could happen any time. Why just tell Gwiyoung to just die?" Sejong inquired, "What is Dami saying?" Kim Jang stated, "Stop. What is they doing right now?" Gwiyoung questioned, "What on earth are they talking about now? After barging in like this?" Kim Jang explained, "The woman Gwiyoung was with yesterday. They had placed a surveillance agent on her." Gwiyoung inquired, "Surveillance? Is it because she's a Jurchen?" Kim Jang questioned, "Did Gwiyoung know?" Gwiyoung exclaimed she told him herself, even if it's just a rumor to go as far as surveillance. Kim Jang inquired, "What did Gwiyoung know?" But their talk was interrupted as Dami stated, "Gwiyoung. He knew she was a Jurchen, and still is he on her side now?" "And what Hari?" "Don't tell him they became friends in a day. Answer him, is the ghost shadow helpless against women?" Demak intervened stating, "Hey Dami, calm down." Gwiyoung turned around and questioned, "What's all this fuss about?" Kim Jang stated, "The person who was following her disappeared. He didn't show up even at the shift time and has been missing for 4 days. The last shifter who saw him said he was chasing Gwiyoung to the lake." Sejong stated, "Yeah, and they think that Hari the Jurchen did it." Gwiyoung shouted, "That's nonsense. No, that isn't right. Why would a lone woman need a surveillance agent? Just because she's a Jurchen, isn't that too much?" Dami stated, "Just a Jurchen? Hey Gwiyoung, is that something one can say as an informer?" As he was hit by horse dung thrown by Gwiyoung, he inquired, "What is he talking about barging in here like that? What does that have to do with him?" Sejong shouted, "Gwiyoung, you bastard, he have no manners in front of the leader." Gwiyoung replied, "It's his business, not mine." He nagged him for not being an informer, yet he only harshly criticized others when it is advantageous for him to do so. Dami stated, "Gwiyoung, you son of a bitch. He have a shit face." Demak intervened and stated, "Come on, stop it." Demak turned to Kim Jang and exclaimed, "Well, the reason why the leader came to find Gwiyoung instead of catching the Jurchen right away is because he is reluctant to reveal the existence of the informer. If that is the case, then how about doing this? They will use Gwiyoung to uncover the identity of that Jurchen, and whether she is a spy or not, if they can get solid evidence, and reveal the truth." Just promise him one thing. Kim Jang inquired about the promise. Dimok stated acknowledge the merit make Gwiyoung an informer. A little later Gwiyoung inquired what is he doing on his own. Who is he to make him an informer? Dimok questioned him to let go and stated then how long is he going to clean up shit? Don't he know this is another opportunity for him? Gwiyoung explained anyway good job Dimok. They will clear up the false accusation against the girl. Dimok questioned what is he talking about. He don't think she is falsely accused. Gwiyoung inquired then what? He thinks she is a spy too? Dimok stated no he don't think she is a spy either. Gwiyoung asked what is he saying? Is he joking? Gwiyoung stated he is talking nonsense so confidently. Gwiyoung inquired is his brain all muscle? Dimok stated those kids. It is not nonsense. There is no evidence to suggest that she is a spy. However, there is also no evidence to prove that she is not a spy. Gwiyoung retorted if that is not nonsense then what is it? If there is no evidence then she cannot be a spy. Why do they need evidence to prove otherwise? Dimok inquired have he forgotten what the leader said? They are informers. They require evidence to confirm that she is not a spy. Gwiyoung he understand why he is defending her, but present his defense like an informer. And Gwiyoung what is he doing? Why is he taking her side? His nickname is Ghost Shadow are women exempt? Gwiyoung defended himself stating when did he take a side? Dimok urged them enough regardless of the reason. If he have an opportunity to become an informer seize it. Uncovering the truth of this matter is crucial for them. Gwiyoung inquired so what should they do? A little later Hari offered to assist an elder, but the old woman hurled insults at her. As Gwiyoung, Gwiyoung and Dimok observed her, Dimok remarked that old woman is too much. Gwiyoung questioned how can she react like that to a helping hand. Dimok observed putting that aside, he thinks she was only beautiful. Her heart is also kind. Is she collapsed or is she crying? Should they comfort her? Oh, a kitty. She is petting a small and adorable kitty. Once again those individuals. Yes, well done. Those individuals need to be taught a lesson. How about it shall they discreetly teach those youngsters a lesson? They must rectify their behavior first. Gwiyoung told him to be quiet, reminding him that he was the one who advised them to observe silently. Gwiyoung noted that they had been monitoring her for approximately a month, and there was no indication of her being a spy, only mistreatment. Gwiyoung added yes. All they have discovered is how poorly she is being treated. Dimok countered is it only that? She is excessively beautiful and possesses a kind heart as well. Gwiyoung dismissed his remarks stating stop with this nonsense. Dimok inquired isn't that strange? Gwiyoung questioned what is strange. Dimok explained she is only performing acts of kindness, as if she is aware of someone watching. Gwiyoung remarked if they view it from that perspective, anyone could appear to be a spy. It is already midwinter. How much longer must they wait? Suddenly a villager struck her, causing her to fall to the ground, while the villager insulted her referring to her as a crazy woman. Gwiyoung exclaimed he is a deranged man. They must intervene. However, Dimok intervened stating let them wait a little longer. We should observe carefully. The villager continued to insult her saying she is jerchin bitch. He warned her not to draw attention didn't he? Do she wish to turn their village into a war zone? Hey you insane woman. What is she staring at? Gwiyoung could no longer bear it, and expressed he cannot tolerate this any longer. How can they simply stand by and watch? Dimok cautioned wait if they reveal themselves so easily. Then Dimok noticed Gwiyoung's actions and questioned Gwiyoung. What is he doing? Gwiyoung responded this should suffice. It should not be like this. The villager grabbed her by the neck, threatening he will kill her before she can harm anyone. Gwiyoung rushed forward to save her, but Gwiyoung stopped him, hurling a rock at the villager, rendering him unconscious. Gwiyoung urged do not let her escape. Pursue her. Confused Gwiyoung inquired what is he doing? Why is he saying such things? Gwiyoung explained it is not just the stone he threw that caused harm to the villager. Dimok intervened he is also pursuing Gwiyoung. So Gwiyoung take that man to the clinic. Gwiyoung questioned what was that. When he examined the villager closely, he noticed that his fingers had been severed. Dimok thinks he saw it clearly, and he is sure of it. The moment Gwiyoung's stone flew, she quickly drew her knife and cut off the villager fingers in just one moment. It's a trained skill. It's certain that she's not an ordinary jerchin woman. Meanwhile she appeared behind Dimok and attacked him with a knife. Dimok noticed and quickly dodged the attack, only getting grazed by the knife. She attacked again but this time Dimok completely dodged the knife and hit her on the back of her head. Dimok thinks she's not bad for a woman, but how dare she attack a reliable man like him? To Dimok's astonishment, she remained conscious after the blow and promptly wielded her knife once more. Dimok evaded her attack and swiftly struck the back of her head, causing her to collapse unconscious onto the ground. Dimok stated he had to hit a lot harder than he thought. Anyway, he got her a spy of the barbarians. Later, as night descended and Kim Jang inspected something in the forest, Dami spoke from behind, causing him to turn around. Dami stated he found her Chief Kim. He found the spy. As she woke up, Gwiyoung inquired if she was okay. She noticed his knife next to her and tried to say something, but Gwiyoung interrupted her, saying 5 years ago, his village was raided by the barbarians. His parents were beheaded in front of his eyes. His sister ran away with him until the end, but he couldn't protect her, and she lost her life. 2. She was shot by the barbarians' arrows and fell into the freezing water in the middle of winter. He always think when was it when his sister stopped breathing. He hoped it was before she fell into the water because the water was so cold that day, bone-chillingly cold. Hari inquired, did he follow her? Do he think she is a spy too? Gwiyoung continues by stating since then, he has been relentlessly pursuing and eliminating the barbarians, treating them like dogs. He would kill anyone he came across. However, he faced obstacles that prevented him from carrying out his mission. Each time he entered the water, he would be haunted by the image of his deceased sister from that tragic incident. He knew he had to overcome this trauma and continue his merciless slaughter of the barbarians. It was the only way he could honor his sister's memory. Therefore, he expressed his hope that she was not a spy for the barbarians, sincerely seeking assurance. In response, she expresses her frustration, saying she is tired of this. If he is going to believe whatever he wants, why do he keep asking her to confirm? He counters by reminding her that she swiftly severed the finger of that bandit earlier. It was a remarkable display of skill. Unimpressed, she questions, so what? He explains it was a highly trained technique. Only a few individuals possess the ability to execute such a maneuver with such speed and precision. In her defense, she asserts that she was trained by his father. Surprised, he inquires, her father? She elaborates, yes, even barbarians have parents. If he had followed her, he would have witnessed the daily warfare that engulfs Joseon. She learned those martial arts to survive. Is that such a problem? Yet it seems he still doubt her. She have heard his story. In summary, he have dedicated his life to exterminating the barbarians. He despise her because she carry their blood. It repulses him, and he cannot tolerate it. She then lifts her knife to her own neck, but Gwiyoung swiftly intervenes, causing the knife to drop. He questions what is she doing. She moves towards the lake's shore and declares she is also tired of it, being denied her existence. With those words, she plunges into the lake, proclaiming she will die for him. As she falls into the water, notices that he is haunted by the image of his deceased sister from that tragic incident. However, he quickly regains his composure and attempts to jump into the lake. In that moment, Gwiyoung jumps in, rescuing her from drowning. Concerned, Gwiyoung questions, is she alright? Why would she do such a thing? She stated, let go of her. She has to die to end this. It's a link that can only be broken when her existence disappears. She started to cry. Gwiyoung intervened, stating, stop it. That's enough. What more does she want to prove? Come on, get out of there, it's freezing cold. She might freeze to death before she drown. Gwiyoung shouted, Dimok, he should stop too. This is enough. Didn't make sense from the beginning. There's evidence that she's not a spy. Don't act cold, Dimok. He wasn't like this from the beginning. If this kid wasn't a jerkin, they wouldn't have doubted in the first place. Even though all the circumstances reveal she's not a spy, he is insisting on denial, just because he's a jerkin. In this Joseon land, isn't that kind of treatment done by dishonorable people? Dimok stated, fine then, she say it herself. Is she really not? She replied, no, she is not a spy. Please believe her. At that moment, Dami approached and shouted Dimok's name from behind. He turned around and Dami stated, as he expected, they were all here. He found him. He found the surveillance agent who disappeared. Dimok inquired, he found him? And how? Dami explained he found him unconscious on the other side of the forest. He seemed to have been injured by the bandits and ran away. The doctor said he would regain consciousness tomorrow. Anyway, everyone is ordered to return. Upon hearing that, Gwiyoung chuckled and stated, see, he told him so. Fine, Hari, now there won't be anyone to trouble her. Meanwhile, she thinks, no way. She surely killed him. Observing her, Gwiyoung thinks as expected she got caught. This marks the conclusion of the 6th part of this manhwa. The 7th part will be uploaded after there were at least 3 to 4 chapters of this manhwa released. So remember to like and subscribe to the channel for future update. Leave comments to share your experience. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video.